Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to the best damn movie-related show on the planet Earth, the John Campea Show, coming from right here on my YouTube channel. I am, of course, your host, John Campea, and it is an awesome honor and privilege, as it is every day, to have you, our international friends, gather around as we talk about our favorite things in the world, movies, movie news, TV, streaming, and all sorts of good things. And I hope you guys, those of our American viewers here, hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving yesterday. I had a little bit of a mixed bag on Thanksgiving, but I'll tell you guys about that in a second. I'm not alone here today. First of all, over here is Kimberly Curran. Kimberly, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm full. I
am also still full. And also joining us, he's going to be joining you guys in the live chat. Yep. Those of you who are watching us live, he'll be in there chatting it up with you. Mr. Ray Ora is here. Ray, hey. All right, so here's my thing. All excited about Thanksgiving. Number one, because it was Thanksgiving, had family and some friends over. But I also was excited because my new computer showed up the other day. And I spent a good 6, 7, 8 hours setting up. My buddy Ryan helped me get it physically set up. Then I had to spend the next number of hours just getting all the stuff set up on the computer that we needed to do the show today. I'm going to tell you my story of woe and grief and sadness and despair.
Screwed.
So after getting this computer all set up, we just could not get it to work. It would not boot. We're getting all these purple dots on the thing. I ordered a GTX 3070. I thought it was 3080. It's a 3070 I got. It's like an $800 or $900 video card that came with the machine. And I got it from Newegg. And the way you get it on Newegg is you can order all the individual components. And that's what I did. I just ordered all the individual components. But then for $100, they'll actually assemble the computer for you. I'm like, great. So I ordered all the components, and then I also bought the $100 so they can assemble it. Turns out the video card doesn't work. After a lot of trial and error, I swapped out my old video card, which is a 2070. I put it in, and all of a sudden the whole system worked. Everything was great. So I get a hold of Newegg and say, hey, love the computer you sent me, but you sent me a dud of a video card. Can you please replace? It's like an $800 to $900 video card. Can you please send me a replacement? And they're like, we're sorry. We can only take a return of the entire system. I'm like, wait a minute.
Why?
I just spent half of my Thanksgiving getting everything set up, spent all this time troubleshooting your machine. I ordered these components individually and then paid for assembly. And your video card that you sent me doesn't work. All I need you to do is to take back this video card and send me a replacement for one that works. That's all I need. Yeah, we're sorry. You'll have to send the entire computer back. Now, you got to understand, I also did an autopsy on my last computer to take some of the things out of it that I need to put into this machine and all that kind of stuff. It's like, we're talking like a full day's work for me to get everything all swapped back around, then try to package it and try to send it back to Newegg. All I need is a video card. So I'm very upset. Guys, do not buy from Newegg. I mean, you're probably safe to buy individual components from Newegg.
But if you bought individual components, I don't see why they won't let you return that one. If I bought it individually, like just because I had you put it together, it doesn't mean like now it's a family. Like I bought it individually.
I know.
Give me my
and
return.
It would be easier and cheaper for them.
Yeah.
Instead of me trying to ship them back a whole computer, taking the whole system back and having to just send me the video card.
If you had gotten it,
all you got to do
individually in the first, I don't understand that logic.
I am confounded. Now apparently they're going to have a manager call me today to try to rectify the situation. They damn well better, because I'm sitting on a $900 paperweight right now, which really sucks. So maybe I'll make a piece of art out of it. I don't know. Anyway, guys, we're not here to talk about John's sorrows and woe. Screw you. I get to vent about my sorrows and woe once in a while. Anyway, so I was really upset about that. But the rest of the computer seems to work great, and it's great to have you guys here. Here's how today's show is going to go. On today's show, we are going to, oh, wait a second. I think we're getting some, I know why we're getting some audio stuff there. That's all fixed. The echo is fixed. Now, I'm going to let you guys know, we are going to have some issues today. There's definitely going to be some issues today with us getting everything working properly, because it is a new machine. It's a brand new machine, so give us a little bit of trial and error. We'll get there. But anyway, here's how today's show is going to go, guys. We break it into two parts. In the first half of the show, we take some predetermined topics. And then the second half of the show, we take your live comments and questions. First, we'll take your live comments. If you guys have a comment, thought, or opinion, not a question, but a comment, thought, or opinion or observation about any of the stuff that we're talking about here today, simply go and use the super chat feature in the live chat. Now, of course, that's only if you guys are watching the show live, and we'll read off all your comments when we get to the end of the main topics. Then, if you want to send in a question, all you have to do is go down to the description of this video and you'll see a tip link. Click on that there or enter it in manually at www.streamelements.com/movieblogtv/tip. You'll be getting your question read on a show or an upcoming companion video if we deem your question appropriate to use on our show. And of course, you'll be supporting the channel at the same time. And all of us involved here at the John Campea Show, thank you guys so very much for your support. Okay, guys. With that down, let's do one off the top here, shall we, before we get into our other main topics. And that off the top is this. Now, you guys know on this show, we don't get into international politics. We don't get into domestic politics. We'll talk about human issues like equality and things like that and representation, but I don't like to get into politics on the show, domestic, foreign, or otherwise. But this story is something that is way outside my pay range, but still something I feel like we should discuss a little bit. If for nothing else, to really highlight the fact about how little we really know how the world works around us. So here's the thing. You guys know one of the biggest things in the world in entertainment right now is the Netflix series Squid Game, right? Took the world by storm. It became Netflix's #1 all-time watch show a little while ago. Came out of nowhere, lightning in a bottle, just caught everybody off guard. And it's really good. I don't think it's the best thing on Netflix, but it's really good. It's really quite good. I got through it pretty quickly and I enjoyed it a lot. Now, apparently the show is banned in North Korea. Not just Squid Game, but like any South Korean produced entertainment apparently is banned in North Korea. I didn't know there was a blanket ban on all South Korean stuff. I didn't know that. I also didn't know how stiff the penalties were. Because the guy who smuggled Squid Game on a USB drive into North Korea, they caught him, and he's been sentenced to death. He's been sentenced to death for smuggling in Squid Game. This comes to us from the folks over at IndieWire, who writes this. A man has reportedly been sentenced to death in North Korea for smuggling copies of Netflix blockbuster series Squid Game into the country. According to Radio Free Asia via Variety, authorities were led to the man after they caught high school students watching the series. The report states that Squid Game was smuggled into the country from China through the use of a USB flash drive. Squid Game is not available in China, but remains popular thanks to piracy websites smuggling. The smuggler faces death by firing squad, while the students involved in bringing Squid Game into the school are facing prison sentences, and even saying that it could be a life sentence. Radio Free Asia reports that a student who bought a let me try this again. Radio Free Asia reports a student who bought a drive received a life sentence, while 6 others who watched the show have been sentenced to 5 years hard labor, and teachers and school administrators have been fired and face banishment to work in remote mines. Let me read that again. A student, now the guy who brought it in is going to be facing a firing squad. He's going to die. The kids in school who watched it, the student who bought the drive received a life sentence, while 6 others who just watched it have been sentenced to 5 years hard labor. And the teachers and school administrators who were at that school who allowed this to happen have been fired and face banishment to work in remote mines. Banishment and are going to have to work in remote mines. Now, this all comes from this. As noted by Variety in December 2020, North Korea passed the Elimination of Reactionary Thought and Culture Act, which prohibits the entry and dissemination of cultural material like films, plays, music, and books in the country. The act is mainly aimed at preventing the spread of media from South Korea and the U.S., and those found distributing or consuming these are liable to be punished. According to widespread reports, in April this year, a man was publicly executed for selling drives and CDs containing South Korean material. I don't know where to start. Now, again, let's all know this is way above our pay grade. Way above our pay grade. This is so outside of the normal scope of the stuff that we will discuss here in on the John Campea Show. But we're talking about the de facto most popular show in the world. And for watching this show, a high school kid is going to get 5 years in prison. For that high school kid watching it, teachers and administrators at the school who had nothing to do with it are fired and banished. It's like when I find out that Ray steals a Kit Kat from the local 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm. Every day.
And the John Campea
Show. Sometimes I come in late.
The John Campea Show gets canceled as a result, and I get fined $1 million. That's insane. I mean, it's rough, and we here in North America, and we should when there are issues of free speech, we should make a fuss about it. But you know, we got people who claim this is like Nazi Germany that I have to wear a mask in an indoor store. You know what? Shut up. just shut up. I again, this is just confounding to me. Like when somebody shared this with me on Twitter earlier, and my first thought was it was a joke because we know things are harsh in North Korea, but sentenced to death for smuggling in Squid Game, I didn't think it was that bad. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. But sentenced to death for smuggling in a show. Life in prison for buying the USB drive with the show, and 5 years for just watching it.
Hard labor, working in mines.
I don't know what to say. Look, I'm just going to acknowledge right here, I have nothing intelligent to say on this. This is way above my pay grade. This is weird, but it's just so funny thinking about the stuff we get to watch and enjoy. Let us celebrate the fact that we get to watch and enjoy whatever the hell we want. Like people complain that, oh, when something gets an NC-17, that's censorship. That's not censorship. You can still watch it if you want. If you're an adult, you can still go watch it if you want. You can probably, there might be a few more limitations on how you can watch it, but you can still watch whatever you want. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to face a firing squad for watching it.
Firing squad.
Squid Game was that hot. That
even people were willing to risk this just to watch it.
Not just some viewers. It had all the viewers.
All the viewers. They did. The show, number one worldwide. So, of course, high school kids are going to think, man, we want to get in on this. We want to see this. But, I mean, it's so crazy. Sad.
And just because it came from South Korea?
It
just makes you value art more and the freedom to explore art. You know, here or other places that have that freedom. But I haven't heard a story like this. Like,
this is crazy.
I feel like not ever, but because you read the history books, but like in our day and age, like I knew things over there were bad, but I think let this be an education to us about different things that are happening in the world, you know, raising awareness about different things. It's nothing, I don't see anything that we can do except for to appreciate our ability to express and consume art.
Again, just to me, absolutely crazy. It just startled me and confounded me. And I was like, I wanted to talk about it, but I don't even know what to say.
It's obvious they live by different rules, right?
Oh,
obvious, obvious.
I mean,
and they know the rules. I'm not saying that this is not messed up, but you know, you take risks when you do things that are against what
I get it. I mean, the high school kids, they know apparently in 2020 somebody else was executed for this stuff, so you know this is going to happen, but still it just feels, we talk about the punishments suiting the crime. I thought we'd hear they get fined, they get suspended.
Yeah.
I mean, this is crazy to me. Anyway, guys, again, way above our pay grade here. I just thought it's the most popular show in the world. We should probably at least mention it. Question is for you guys. What's your reaction to hearing about this? Do you think this is just par for the course? Are you as stunned by it as me? Maybe somewhere in between? Whatever you guys are thinking, jump down into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right, guys. With that down, we're going to move into our main topics here today. But before we do, I want to remind you that the completely legal John Campea Show podcast is available for you guys on whatever your favorite podcasting app of choice is. Can't be in front of a YouTube video today? No problem. Maybe you're jogging, you're at work, you're commuting. Good news, the audio-only version is there. Just go to your favorite podcasting app of choice and subscribe to the John Campea Show podcast today, so it will be there when you need it. And all of us here on the John Campea Show, thank you guys so very much for already subscribing to the podcast. Okay, with that down, let's now get into our main topics today. And how do we select our main topics here on the John Campea Show? It's really simple. You see, you guys come up with our main topics. Whenever you come across a big topic, issue, or story that you guys feel we need to cover as a main topic here on the show, just go anytime 24/7 over to www.thejohncampeashow.com/contact. Once you guys get there, you're going to see a form. Fill it out with your topic or question. It's absolutely free. Hit submit, and then maybe, just maybe, you might see your submission featured as a main topic here on the John Campea Show. With that down, Kim, what is our first main topic today?
All right, guys, our first main topic comes from John Grayson. He says, the future of Star Wars is on Disney Plus, but it doesn't seem to be a future that includes Rangers of the Republic. Kathleen Kennedy seems to have confirmed its cancellation, but says the ideas could be used in The Mandalorian. What do you think of this? Thanks.
All right, you guys might remember that back at the Disney Investors Day event, that was like a year ago. Whenever I talk about it, I always say it was like 5 months ago, 6 months ago. No, it was a year ago. So you guys might remember at that event, they announced all these great projects. The fantastic Rogue Squadron, that probably isn't going to happen. The Acolyte, which I haven't heard a thing about in a while, but I'm very excited about it. I want to see this Acolyte thing. Of course, the Ahsoka Tano thing, stuff like that. But one of the things that they announced was Rangers of the New Republic. They gave us title art, which you can see right here. Rangers of the New Republic was going to follow several of the characters that we had met in Mandalorian. And of course, Cara Dune was now a Ranger, and it was going to follow their adventure. Very exciting idea. Now, of course, there was a little bit of a speed bump thrown into that when Disney decided to part ways with Cara Dune herself. What's her name?
Gina
Carano. Thank you. When Gina Carano decided to reject Disney's request, that she stopped tweeting all the stuff that she was tweeting, and they decided they didn't want to be associated with her anymore, and they parted ways. And again, that wasn't an issue of free speech. Gina Carano is free to say whatever she wants to say, but Disney, free speech also means Disney is free to be associated with whoever they want to be associated with. They don't want to be associated with you for the things you're saying. That's their right. Just like it's her right to choose to say things. And they asked her repeatedly to stop saying the types of stuff she was saying publicly. She decided she didn't want to stop. Disney said, okay, then we, God bless, but we don't want to work with you anymore. We don't want to be associated with you. They got the right to do that. So whatever. And everybody has very, very different feelings on, whether that was right or wrong or how it was handled, whatever. But it's irrelevant now. The point is that Gina Carano's no longer there. They no longer have their Cara Dune. Now, because of that, Disney needed some time to figure out exactly what it was they were going to do. So it was removed from their immediate production schedule. But we all just kind of assumed at some point they'll either recast Cara Dune or rework the show or whatever. But apparently that's not happening. The show is officially canceled. This comes to us from the folks over at comicbook.com who write the following. Announced just shy of a year ago, Star Wars Rangers of the New Republic was poised to put The Mandalorian's Cara Dune at the center of a spin-off series, though recent comments from Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy seem to confirm that the project has been scrapped entirely. While speaking about Rangers of the New Republic with Empire Magazine, Kennedy confirmed, "We'd never written any scripts or anything on that, in addition to noting some of that will figure into future episodes, I'm sure, of Mandalorian." So we never actually did write any scripts for it, and some of the ideas that they had for the show are going to figure into future episodes, she's sure, of The Mandalorian. So there's that. All right. how do I feel about this? Well, I mean, again, just getting back to the whole thing about, Gina being removed. There are some short-sighted people say, but wait a minute, Pedro Pascal yeah, he did. And then Disney got a hold of his reps and said, we want you to stop that. And he stopped. And so they still work with Pedro Pascal today. They were having some issues with Letitia Wright. They got a hold of Letitia Wright's reps, say, we'd like you to stop that for now. And she, at least for a while, she stopped doing that. So she still works with Disney. Gina Carano decided she didn't want to listen to Disney. And again, that's her right. Nobody's taking that away from her. But again, it's Disney's right to, somebody has a right to stand on a street corner and yell that your mother is a whore. You have a right to not invite that person into your house. It's just the way it works. It works both ways. And so you're left with this situation where Carano's not working with them anymore. I gotta say, I shouldn't be surprised that this got canceled, but I am a little bit surprised it got canceled. I mean, I really thought, I guess what they didn't want to have, because obviously the easiest answer here is to just recast Cara Dune. Just recast it. That's the simplest thing to do. But I guess Disney and Lucasfilm looked at it and said, look, we're getting this whole Gina Carano, Cara Dune thing behind us. If we announce that we're moving ahead with the show and we're recasting, it's just going to make that whole thing a circus again. People aren't going to be talking about Rangers of the New Republic. They're going to be talking about, it's going to become a debate point again about Cara Dune. It's going to become a referendum on how that whole thing was done. And it's going to become a sideshow and a complete distraction to it. And Disney and Lucasfilm probably looked at it and said, you know what? Lucasfilm has enough controversies going on with it. Between canceled projects, directors leaving, dissatisfaction with a number of the movies, all that kind of stuff. Do we need another circus? They probably looked at themselves in the mirror and contemplated, and they probably came to the decision that, no, we don't need another circus. And they canceled it. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in a lot of things. Like, I'm disappointed that the situation happened at all, and we don't have, because I like Gina Carano as Cara Dune. I mean, look, she's not the world's greatest thespian. Let's be honest. But I liked her as Cara Dune. And I liked the character. I liked the way she played it. I was looking forward to seeing Rangers of the New Republic with her and probably a couple of the other characters in the show. I thought this could have been really cool. Another good way to expand the Star Wars universe. If it was me personally, I would just recast the character and keep the show going. But if their rationale is, this is just going to become too much of a circus, too much of a sideshow if we do it, everybody's just going to be talking about the controversy instead of the show, I get it. Not exactly what I would do, but I would get it. Let me ask you this, Kim. If you were in charge right now of Lucasfilm, would you right now move forward with the show and recast the character? Option 1. Option 2, rework the concept and just not have Cara Dune, the character, a part of the show at all. Or option 3, doing what they seem to have done now, which is scrap it entirely. What do you do if you're in charge of Lucasfilm?
I think I would recast, and I don't have anything against her. I agree, it's freedom of speech, but unfortunately everyone's got freedom of choice in what they're going to do. But for the sake of distraction, for the sake of, I want you to talk about this week what you saw in the episode. I don't want you to talk about the politics of the situation. I would recast her for that reason, not because I'm against her or anything like that, but just to keep the focus there. But I feel like, again, these Star Wars, if you want to expand the universe, which I think Disney Plus is a wonderful place to do it, Mandalorian, I just love the Mandalorian so much, and the idea that we can expand this universe and go further and deeper into this world. The Mandalorian, I mean, with Star Wars, there's so many stories to be told, but jumping off and doing a spinoff from Mandalorian, I really want to see these stories so much. And so I'm really disappointed, but I would just recast it and move forward, because I feel like people are only going to talk about, oh, they recast her. They're going to play a comparison game to the new actor versus Gina Carano for like an episode. And then they're going to get into the story. There's going to be less controversy that way. So I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed at everything I hear of Star Wars that's not moving forward, not continuing. I'm just like, guys, come on.
Well, I mean, somebody in the live chat just gave us a great, I lost who said it. Oh, there it is. Somebody in the live chat just had the perfect solution for it. Perfect solution for it. I just want to get the, Kay says, hey man, just make the show about this guy.
Hello.
Just make the show about Paul Sun-Hung Lee. That's it. He can be your lead. There's your go. Now, I get it. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people in the live chat saying just recast. And I agree that's an option, but I do understand where they're coming from, that if you just recast it, that's just going to open up the arguments and it's just going to become another divisive thing in Star Wars.
Just for a moment of time. People are going to gossip and do their water cooler. Can you believe?
I think you're underestimating this.
You really think so?
I think even I'm underestimating it. Like when you introduce people on both sides of political extremes will look for anything to make the basis for a political argument. And doing this, the recasting, look how long. So listen, honestly, Gina Carano is a C-list actress. She's not even B-list. She's C-list actress. I happen to like her very much. Like I used to watch her back from when she was a mixed martial artist. Like I've been a big fan of hers for a long time. I loved her in Deadpool. I was excited to see her in that. But the reality is she is not even a B-list actress. She's a C-list actress that has no other real relevant credits to her name other than like small little bit parts in this. And then she did that one Soderbergh movie where they Haywire, where they actually hired another actress to redub over her voice in a lot of the scenes because she just couldn't carry it. And look how long, when they decided to part ways with her, this C-list actress, look how long, that went on for months. That constant,
I remember when we were doing the companion videos, I remember every question. We couldn't get away from it. And it went on
for months. So now that it's finally died down, and now that it's finally a year later, it's something that people aren't talking about every day. If they now bring it up again, say, okay, now we're doing it, and we've recast Cara Dune, it's just going to totally open it back up again. And then it'll eventually die down. But then when the show launches and they start the show, it's going to start up the argument again. And everybody's just going to be, and it's going to be a distraction. So look, I would recast. Personally, I would. And deal with it. But I get why they're not. Anyway, question is for you guys. What do you think about this whole thing, about the fact that they have just up and scrapped the whole project now? They're going to take some of the story ideas that they had and maybe implement them into future seasons of Mandalorian. What would you do, guys? Number one, would you recast it and move forward? Number two, would you just rework the story so it doesn't involve Cara Dune? Or would you do what Lucasfilm just did and say, you know what, cut our losses and cancel it? Whatever you guys would do, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. With that down, let's move on to main topic number 2, shall we? Kim, what is our second main topic today?
All right, guys, this is coming from Andrea P. Hi, John and crew. During a recent interview, J.K. Simmons talked about his involvement in the upcoming Batgirl movie. He was surprised to get asked to reprise the role as Commissioner Gordon, and he confirmed to have a more significant role than in Justice League, as we all imagined. Production of the movie is about to start, and the actor will start shooting from January in Glasgow.
All right. Thanks
Glasgow.
Glasgow.
I'm like,
for saying that in. Yeah, look, I think a lot of us were really surprised. A lot of us were really surprised when we found out that J.K. Simmons was going to be part of the Batgirl movie, because I think a lot of us assumed, I certainly did, I think a lot of us assumed that this Batgirl movie would take place in the Robert Pattinson Batman universe. And so especially then when we heard that Grace, what's the name of the girl who got cast? Leslie Grace, who I'm super excited about that she got the part. But when we heard her, oh yeah, Jeffrey Wright as her dad, because Jeffrey Wright is Commissioner Gordon in the Robert Pattinson Batman universe. That made sense. And then out of nowhere, they announced, oh, and by the way, J.K. Simmons is coming back as Commissioner Gordon. It's like, wait a minute, what?
Wait.
So this is happening in the mainline DCEU? That's where this story is taking place? I mean, totally shocked by it. But then it raised the question of, how much is he going to be in this? Because obviously in the movies, he was in a very small amount. Even in the Snyder Cut, it was a very, very small amount that he was actually in the film. So are we going to get much of him? Because he did say, J.K. Simmons said in interviews a while ago that he was going to be used more in the DCEU moving forward, but those plans kind of got scrapped. So then we heard he's going to pop up in Batgirl, and we're thinking, okay, so it's the Academy Award winner, J.K. Simmons. It's probably going to be a small role again. But apparently, according to him, he's got a much more significant role to play. This comes to us from the folks over at Cinema Blend who write, with Batgirl still in the development stage, the information about the DC superhero flick is relatively limited. The project will be helmed by Bad Boys for Life filmmakers Adil El Arbi and, I always mispronounce this, Bayal Fahal, and written by Christina Hodson, who also wrote Bumblebee and Birds of Prey. I love one of those movies, not so much the other. Anyway, J.K. Simmons is joined by the In the Heights star Leslie Grace as Barbara Gordon, while Brendan Fraser was recently confirmed as the villainous Firefly. So then that once again comes to us from the folks over at Cinema Blend. Listen, I think this is great because in the interview, not only does he talk about that he's going to be going over and start shooting in January and all that kind of stuff, he specifically says, I got a much more significant role this time. And he's going there. He's actually had, it's a big enough role that he's already been in on read rehearsals, that he's already been talking daily with the director and all this kind of stuff. So it kind of sounds like JK's actually going to have a real legitimate role in this, not just a cameo, which raises a couple more questions for me. First of all, I find that to be incredibly exciting. I find that to be amazingly exciting. I am really looking forward to seeing, I'll watch anything with JK. Just put him in there. I'll watch it. I thought he would have been a great Gordon if they had given him a more significant role in the movies, but whatever. Now we're going to see it on HBO Max. So I think that's great. It also raises the question, though, about what kind of movie is this going to be if it's going to feature more significantly James Gordon? Because honestly, I was assuming, maybe erroneously so, that this was going to be a very CW feeling kind of movie. I honestly, I totally expected it to feel like CW's Batwoman. I really did. That's what I thought it was going to feel like. But now that you're saying not only J.K. Simmons popping up as Gordon, but he's going to have a significant role in it, now I start thinking, oh, this isn't going to feel like a CW show. This is going to feel like a motion picture. This is going to feel what it should feel like, which is a motion picture. So that has me excited on several levels, because not only am I excited that JK's there, this one bit of news has elevated how good I think this might actually be, because I had my doubts. Let's be honest, I still have some doubts. But I mean, I have much better expectations now than I did before. So I don't know, Kim, you hear about this? You excited about this? Were you surprised to hear it?
I am. I'm really excited about it. I know we had talked about this when it came out. I was getting so confused with which universe we're in, because you have Jeffrey Wright playing her dad, but he's playing Commissioner Gordon in the Robert Pattinson version. But J.K. Simmons is not playing Gordon in that, but he is playing it in this and was in the Justice. And I'm like, okay, guys, there are a lot of actors out there. We don't have to recycle like this. However, these are fantastic actors. And I like the idea of his Commissioner Gordon being more involved. He was just in, very little in the Justice League version, but I liked what I saw. And there's something about J.K. Simmons. He's just got this likable, lovable, dad vibe.
Until you see him in Oz.
Even when he's
until you see him in Oz. Not so much the likable, lovable
dad. He could be someone's dad. I don't know whose dad.
Yes.
Someone's daddy. I don't know. But there's just something about him that I always want to see. I don't think I'll ever look at a J.K. Simmons, a project that he's in, and go, I could do less of this guy. I don't think I'll ever do that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. Question is for you guys. What do you think about this? Not only, as we already knew, is J.K. Simmons going to be Commissioner Gordon in this Batgirl movie, it's not, as I expected, just going to be some kind of small cameo. It's a significant role in the film. Does that excite you? Does that elevate your expectations for the movie? Does it do nothing at all? However you guys are feeling about it, jump down into the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. All right, guys. With that down, let's move on to main topic number 3. Kim, what is our third main topic today?
All right, Alex Hobson says, I, like everyone else, am excited at the possibility of Toby and Andrew being in No Way Home. However, I honestly don't know why these rumors are almost spoken as fact, considering nothing official has been said or teased. And Andrew Garfield, seeming very convincing in his latest GQ interview, says he's sorry in advance. Could you please show me the evidence that shows why you think they're in the movie? Thanks.
All right. Thanks a lot for sending that in. And oh boy, it's a Friday. That means the sun's going to rise, there'll be a few clouds in the sky, and Andrew Garfield will continue to be denying that he is in Spider-Man No Way Home. Not just denying, I got to say, convincingly denying. Convincingly denying. Now, we'll get to what Andrew just recently said in his GQ interview in a second. But you asked in the email, what proof is there that he's in the movie? Reality is there's no proof by the real definition of the word proof. But why do so many people think? I mean, listen, we all just take for granted that everybody believes, myself included, that everybody believes that Toby and Andrew are going to be in the movie. Why? Why do we all believe that they're going to be in the movie? Well, there's a couple of things. Number one is the most obvious thing. I mean, they've brought in the actors from the other movies. If you're going to bring in the actors from the other movies, that could lead, and the fact that the fandom has been kind of clamoring for that fan service scene of seeing all three of the big screen Spider-Men together on the big screen. I mean, so there's that. That's a reason to believe it. Another reason to believe it is that for well over a year and a half, there have been a lot of stories written by a lot of outlets saying that they have confirmed that Andrew and Toby are in the movie. Those reports have been coming out for well over a year. This isn't new. There have been reports and stories written saying we have our sources in the studios that have confirmed to us that these guys are in the movie. Again, that hasn't been Variety or The Wrap or Deadline, but it has come from a lot of outlets. Again, is that proof? No. But does it give you reason to seriously consider it? Yes. Then, of course, on top of all that, about how many months ago was it, Ray? Remember that video came out of Andrew Garfield that some people thought was fake? I can't remember how long ago that came out. If it was like 3 or 4 months ago.
I'm not sure what video.
Yeah, no, there was that video that came out of Andrew Garfield, and he's like, it's a close-up of him against a green screen, and he's talking about shooting webs or whatever. And it was purported that was from the movie. Then it got debunked, but then the debunking got debunked. Like there was a debunking saying, no, that video's fake. It's like, okay. But then a bunch of things came out and say, actually, no, this video appears to be very legit. There's none of the telltale marks in there of compositing or anything like that. People were saying it was real. So then that became another reason that people, again, is diehard proof? No, but you're not crazy to make that, to let that allow you to be led to believe that, hey, yeah, this could be true. Then there was a leaked photo about 2 months ago of, it looked like on some scaffolding that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were standing together on some scaffolding thing. Again, could that have been true? Andrew Garfield said that was photoshopped. And so I have no reason to believe that he's lying about that. But again, another little thing out there that leads people to think that. Then, of course, there were the pictures that I put out that I believed were photoshopped. And I'm still not going to lie to you. I'm still not convinced they're not photoshopped. I'm not kidding. I'm not being facetious.
They didn't look super clear. Like, they didn't look like...
Here's the problem.
They look like they could be.
Here's the thing. When I first posted those pictures, I also posted another photo that pointed out why I thought it was photoshopped, because the lighting sources seem to be inconsistent. That's usually your first telltale sign that something's a Photoshop. When people who do Photoshop sometimes forget to match the lighting sources. And I'm not going to show the picture here. And obviously nobody shared this photo that I put up. They only showed the one that was salacious. They didn't share the one that I put up saying, this is why I think this is Photoshop. But on on Tom and Andrew, the light source is on the left side of their face. On Tobey Maguire, the light source is clearly on the right side of his face. And that looks completely inconsistent to me. Now, again, whatever, but I've believed for a long time that we're going to see Tobey and Andrew in the movie, but I'm not going to be shocked if we watch this movie and find out that picture I posted was indeed, as I thought, photoshopped. But we'll find out. We'll find out. So because of all these things, when you ask the question, why do so many people believe that we're going to see him? Well, there's a pretty long laundry list, from early reports, the fact that we've got the villains in there from those movies, the Andrew Garfield video footage that leaked, the picture of Tobey and Andrew on the scaffolding that leaked, and all that could be fake. The new photos, all that could be fake, yes. But it leads a lot of people, if not everybody, to believe that Toby and Andrew are going to be in this movie. But then there's Andrew Garfield, who unwaveringly, without hesitation, without compromise, has insisted that he is not in this movie. Now, a few days ago, he did this big Q&A thing with GQ. And one of the things came up like, why are you still denying you're in Spider-Man and all this kind of stuff, right? This is what he said. This was interesting. He said, listen, at this point, I'm done. He doesn't want to take questions about Spider-Man anymore. He goes, listen, at this point, I'm done. We'll all find out when the movie comes out, and we'll either be very disappointed or very happy. Or someone will say, I told you so, and another person will say, I told you so. And then he said this. And he looked, it's the way he did it. He looked at the camera. The way he looked at the camera, it's just the way he said it in his voice. And he just said, look, I'm really sorry in advance. He said, look, I'm sorry in advance. There you go. And he basically said, look, I am done. I've had enough of this. You know, somebody wrote into the show the other day saying, isn't it kind of messed up that that Andrew Garfield may have just turned in the performance of his lifetime in Tick, Tick, Boom.
Yes.
That a lot of people are whispering Oscar buzz for him on.
Totally.
And all anybody wants to talk to him about is Spider-Man rumors that he has insisted over and over and over again that he is not in this movie. He's not in this movie. Every single time I see him talk, he's insisted. And even now he says, look, I'm done. I've had it. No more. Tout fini. I'm not going to talk about Spider anymore. I've already said everything I have to say. And then he looks at him and says, look, I'm sorry in advance. So, look, we talked about this before, that we expect certain denials sometimes from actors, but oh my God, Andrew Garfield is coming across as damn convincing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I've changed my mind, that I no longer believe they're going to be in the movie. All I'm saying is that he is damn convincing. He is damn convincing. Ray, let me throw this over to you for a second.
No, please don't.
You're hearing all the denials and you've seen all right now, when you go to see Spider-Man No Way Home, do you expect to see Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire? Do you think they're going to be in it at this point?
Man, to be honest, I actually don't care really if they are in it or not, because from what I see, just the villains in this movie and me liking Tom Holland as an actor, I like the way he plays Peter Parker.
You'd be just as happy if they just let him.
Yeah, like I said, all the trailers I've already sold me. I don't need any more. I don't care who else is in it, but it would be fun to have a nice surprise. Yeah, which I will still call a surprise, even with all these rumors going around. If I see them, just because it'll just be like, whoa, that's awesome. But that's it, really. Like I don't care. I don't know if that's the answer you're looking for.
No,
yes or no. I don't. It doesn't matter. My ticket's already sold.
All right. Kim, what about you? At this point, like honestly, right now, you're getting ready. I think it's December 17th.
Yeah.
You're walking into the movie theater. Before the movie starts, do you expect to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, or do you expect that they're not going to be there? Where's your expectation level at right now?
I kind of feel like they're not going to be in it.
Really?
I do kind of feel like they're not going to be in it.
You just set the chat on fire.
I know, guys. I just have this feeling. Cedric the Entertainer does a really hilarious joke about how people, particularly Black people, will be like out somewhere and one guy will start running and no one else knows why he's running. But then someone else will be like, forget this, and you will drop your groceries, you will drop everything. And when your friend goes, why are we running? I don't know. He's running. That's how I feel like this situation started. Right. I feel like I like every time I do catch myself being like, oh no, they're going to be in it. They're going to be in it. I catch myself looking around and going, can someone remind me why we're running? Like what evidence do we have that something is happening? there's no solid evidence. Honestly, when he was on the Today Show, I was really paying attention because obviously he gets asked any interview Andrew Garfield does, he gets asked. On the Today Show, when he was promoting Tick, Tick, Boom, I was really leaning in because I'm like, let me see if he's just a good liar. And honestly, I got this feeling from him of just irritation.
Yeah.
Like he was seriously irritated. He wasn't being cheeky. Like, I don't know. He was like legit irritated. Like, I'm not in this movie. Like, can we just get back to talking about like this greatest role, which if you haven't seen Tick, Tick, Boom, even if you don't like musicals, please give it a try. I feel like it's his
so good
best since Hacksaw Ridge. I feel like we created this storm. However, I'm not 100%. I'm not going to come at you and be like 100%. They're not in this film. I think there's a chance because after the last thing, after the thing with the lizard, there's a chance. But again, why are we running? Why are we running?
I don't know. We're just all running. I like that story a lot. That's pretty good. Hey, listen, you know what it reminds me of? Scoot McNairy in Batman versus Superman. Okay. Scoot McNairy in Batman versus Superman. Just consider this for a second. There was a picture that started going around of Scoot McNairy, and he was wearing like a suit top, but wearing green screen leggings. And to which everybody started running around the internet saying, this is proof Scoot McNairy is playing the Flash. How that made any sense, I have no idea. But they're like, this is proof that Scoot McNairy is playing the Flash. And of course, Scoot McNairy turned out to not be playing the Flash. He played the guy in the wheelchair who was disgruntled and ended up blowing up.
Okay.
Yeah, then ended up blowing up the Senate. All that is to say is that there may be stuff out there to see, but what you're seeing may not be what you think you're seeing. That's all I'm saying. Again, I say that as somebody who does believe Toby and Andrew are going to be in this movie. Yeah. So look, I'm going to put it to you guys. You guys who are watching live, we're going to make a poll out of this.
Poll time.
Poll time. There's something about that. Always looking forward to the poll. Yeah. All right. The question is simple. Will Toby and Andrew, and yes, it says TNA, don't make any jokes. I just try to shorten it up. Will Toby and Andrew be in Spider-Man No Way Home? Will Toby and Andrew not will...
Out of all the ways you could have done that, you chose TNA.
I didn't even think about it until after I wrote it up. It's like, oh, crap. Okay. So, yes, TNA. Will Toby and Andrew... Now, I'm expecting to see like 95% people say that, yes, they think they're going to be in it. So, I don't know. Let's go over there. Well, we've already got almost 500 votes. 27% of you
put a third option.
Yes.
I don't care.
Well, you're right.
It doesn't matter because that's
true.
Important.
I probably
in this
put that
situation,
in there.
that's important too.
Too late now.
Yeah,
I already got it up there.
Too
Just
late.
like too late. I got TNA up there. So what am I going to do? But I'll be honest with you. Now we got closing in on 700 votes.
Damn.
27% are saying no. I'm shocked. I thought like almost 90. I thought over 95% would say yes, but like only 73% are saying yes. 27% are saying no.
We've created this. I feel like
there's a lot more people agreeing with you, Kim, on this than I thought there would be.
Look, I feel like there's a 70% chance that they're not in it, and there's a 30% chance that they are. That's how I feel because I feel now. I mean, obviously, the movie is setting up something great. I think it's possible we'll see Miles Morales. I think it's possible, we'll even get a Ham. I feel like we are going to see some things that are going to blow us away because obviously it's a multiverse. But
now somebody like Airsoft123 in the live chat is saying, explain the lizard punch if they're not in it. Scoot McNairy. You're seeing something, but it may not be what you think you're seeing. That could be Venom. Punching. Because look, we all know Venom's going to be in this movie.
Now I will put 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Venom's going to be in this movie. That I have zero doubt about. Yeah. How big or small of a role we don't know, but it's like we'll explain the lizard punch. Easy, Doc Ock. Because I believe Doc Ock is going to be good guy in this, and they're not just trying to show that in it. I think it could be Venom. Now look. If I had to bet $5, who do I think is punching Lizard? I think it's either Andrew or Toby, sure. But Scoot McNairy It may not be what we think we're seeing. It could be Venom. It could be Doc Ock. I mean, I don't think at all Miles Morales is going to be in there, but that's a possibility. Miles Morales. Maybe freaking sexy Aunt May. Get some Tony, maybe Happy as a sex gift, gives Aunt May some of Tony's old tech, and Aunt May comes flying through and gives, I'm just saying, Scoot McNeary, everybody. Scoot McNeary. Everybody thought they knew what they were looking at. When those pictures of Scoot came out, everybody was convinced exactly what it was they were looking at. Turns out it wasn't what we thought. And yeah, Lizard gets punched in the face, and I think it's Toby or Andrew, but it very well could be other things. Anyway, let's go over and take a look now. Okay, so we got about 1,000 votes now, and 28% of you guys don't think Toby and Andrew's going to be in there. Almost a third.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised. I thought it would be like 95% yes, 5% no. So interesting. Question is for you guys. Andrew Garfield is now done. He's fed up. He's frustrated. No more. I've said I'm not in this every way I can.
Leave
I'm
him alone.
sorry in advance. That's what he's saying. But not a lot of us believe him. But I don't know. How are you guys feeling about this? Jump down into the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. All right, guys. With that down, let's move on to main topic number 4, shall we? Kim, what is our 4th main topic today?
All right, guys, this is coming from Adam Bosch. Hey, John and team. It's almost Monday, the 29th, which means we'll see some ketchup and eggs or hashtag Tutu Tuesday soon.
Tuesday.
But in all seriousness, I wanted to know your thoughts on the actual chances we'll see a new trailer on Monday. And if so, should we be expecting record-setting ticket sales? Thanks.
All right. Thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yeah, listen, Monday is almost upon us.
I know. I know.
It's right here. It's like 3 days away. Monday, November 29th. It's coming. The day the tickets go on sale and the day that I believe we're going to get a new trailer that I not as strongly believe, but still believe that that trailer is going to show us Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and that they will sell how many tickets?
All the tickets.
All the tickets. Not a lot of tickets. All the tickets. Now, why do I believe, we've talked about this a lot, but let me sum up because there's another new little thing I want to include about why I believe we can expect to see a trailer on Monday. Number one, that we've already said, new trailer or tickets go on sale. There is a strong history of the day tickets going on sale for some of their bigger films that they release a new trailer during that day and end the trailer with tickets now on sale. That's been a pattern. I don't think there's any reason to believe they're not going to do that now. Number two, it is a Monday night. There's going to be a Monday night football game. And they have had a pattern in the past of showing the big blockbuster new trailers show during Monday night. I think that's a good reason to believe that. Another little bit is this. A lot of people say, no, there's no more trailers, no more trailers. Oh, yeah? When there's a final trailer that comes out, what do they advertise it as? They advertise it as the final trailer. That happens with movies all the time now. The final trailer for blah, blah, blah. That's not what they called the last Spider-Man trailer.
No, it is not.
They called the last Spider-Man trailer number 2. Is what they call it. Not final trailer.
Yep.
Not last chance trailer. Not Tuesday trailer.
Okay.
They called it trailer number 2.
And they dropped like 1,000 spots like the past couple of days.
Yeah, the TV spots.
So I just hope they just put all those spots together and call it the final trailer.
Well, the thing is, like 80% of those TV spots are the same.
Yeah.
Like each TV spot just has like a little bit different from the previous one. I do like the spots because you got Doc Ock looking at Spider-Man's Iron Spider legs and going, "We have competition." I love that line. That line's great. So, yeah, for all those reasons, I really believe that we are going to get a trailer on Monday. It will end with tickets on sale now, and then it will say all the tickets. It will sell all the tickets. Now, what kind of ticket sales can we expect? Unfathomable ticket sales. Unfathomable. And here's why. We would often talk about 2-something years ago that the advanced ticket sales record was being broken like every month. And we often said that, look, I remember even back when I was still at Collider, I would say, people say, hey, this such and such a movie just broke the record for most advanced ticket sales. Why aren't you talking about it? Because that record's being broken every month. Because we are still in a phase, this is what I said a couple years ago, we are still in a phase where there's still a lot of people that don't use online advanced ticketing. There's still a lot of people that go to the movie theaters to buy their movie tickets, right? But we are gradually, more and more people are adopting the idea of buying tickets in advance online. And as more and more people are adopting it, obviously the record's going to get broken more and more people are buying their tickets in advance online. Well, now fast forward 2 years. Fast forward since Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker came out. You've now got, I think, almost everybody. I don't know anybody now that goes to the movie theater to buy their tickets. I'm not saying there aren't still those people. Of course there are. I'm just saying I personally don't know anybody in my circles that goes to the theater and buys their tickets. I think today now we have more people than ever before buy their tickets online in advance. We have not had a major blockbuster release like this. All due respect to Venom 2, all due respect to Shang-Chi, all due respect to whatever, but we have not had a major event blockbuster release like Spider-Man No Way Home since 2019 Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Hasn't happened since. And since then, we've got a lot more people acclimated to buying their movie tickets online. Combined with that, all the hype, combined with that, the record-setting Spider-Man No Way Home first trailer, which broke Endgame's record for the most trailer views in the first 24 hours and in the first week. And you combine with that the fact that I think we're going to see Toby and Andrew in the trailer. It's all the tickets. It's all the tickets. I said before, I will say it again, you have a better chance of getting a PS5. Maybe that illustration isn't as apt anymore because I just got my PS5. I don't have it in my possession yet, but I'm getting it tomorrow. Yay! Took me a year. But I think you can 100% expect big box office records. Now, I'm not saying it's going to set the opening weekend box office record, but what I am saying is it's going to shatter every advanced ticket sales record there is. Pandemic era, definitely. With or without Toby and Andrew in the trailer, it's going to set the pandemic era advanced ticket sales record easy. No problem.
You want to bet on that?
What can we bet now? What could possibly
reverse?
The reverse bet on that. So you put Toby and Andrew in that, then I think you're talking about all-time advanced ticket sales records. I don't think it's going to break Endgame's opening weekend box office record. But if Toby and Andrew are in the trailer, I don't know, maybe. Plus, you've got a lot of people. There's still a ton of people that haven't been back to the movies yet since the pandemic started. That maybe now might feel like now we're comfortable to do it. And for a movie like Spider-Man No Way Home, how many records and which records specifically, I'm not sure. But we are going to see some box office records fall. Advanced ticket sales during pandemic, maybe post-pandemic, first 24 hours ticket sales records, Fandango ticket sales records, AMC tickets. I think we're going to see a lot of records. But Ray, this pains me to say this. We now have our single biggest piece of possible evidence to suggest that I'm going to be eating eggs with ketchup come Monday.
What?
I'm not trying to get your hopes up.
No, but I don't know anything, so
right.
Tell me.
So here it is. Here's the
tea.
Here's the biggest thing that puts my prediction that we're getting a new trailer on Monday at jeopardy. And I still think we're getting it. And I still think we'll have Toby and Andrew in it. But a piece of information has now come out.
Oh no, what is it?
That makes me a little bit worried.
Why does her face look like that?
I might be eating some
oh my god,
ketchup
the
on
dream.
eggs. Okay, here it is. It's this. AMC Theaters has just announced the exact time that they are putting their tickets on sale for Spider-Man No Way Home on the 29th. And that time, according to AMC Theaters, is, if I can find it, I lost it, maybe it's not true anymore. No, I'll just tell you what it is. AMC tweeted out that the tickets go on sale at 12:01 a.m. on the 29th.
Okay, but
No. I'll tell you why that's bad news for me. This is bad news for me and my ketchup and eggs intolerant stomach. This is very bad news for me. All right. The reason this is bad news for me is because part of my belief is that the tickets will go on sale the moment the trailer drops. And it says tickets on sale now. What? Everybody gets online, blah, blah. That ticket won't play. That trailer will not play until later in the day. That trailer, if it does indeed come, won't play until later in the day. The fact that AMC they're going to put these tickets on sales at 12:01 a.m. That suggests they ain't waiting for a trailer because there is no trailer.
Shoot.
No, I won't say shoot. I'll say it. Fuck!
But wait, does that mean the trailer drops on Sunday? But even if they waited later on in the day and Andrew and Toby are in it, then you still win.
Yeah, but
which could possibly happen
yes,
to push the ticket sales.
It could.
Don't help him.
It could.
I'm just looking at reality. I already picked out a pink shirt to go with the tutu. I don't want to sound not confident, but I already have a pink shirt picked out to wear with the tutu that will go below my waist, so you don't see the small surprises.
Small surprises. All I'm saying is this is bad news for me. Because look, what could happen here? Okay, here's a good rational explanation.
Okay.
In the past, when like Endgame tickets went on sale and when like one of the Star Wars movie tickets goes on sales, what happened? It crushed the ticketing sales services, crushed them, buried them. The services went dark. The internet was ground to a halt. People used torches for light and had to hunt for their food. We were shuttled back into the dark ages.
Where are you going? Where are you going? He's officially gone crazy.
Crash.
Drama.
It was the end of civilization for like 6 hours. Maybe they're going to put the tickets on sale at 12:01 a.m. to mitigate the initial rush of, because listen, a lot of people are going to be in bed. So that will limit the initial onrush of the ticket buying, and that will enable us to not have our sites crash.
Right.
And then the trailer comes later, and then by that time, a bunch of people had already been on and already got their tickets, and then that rush won't be as bad. That's the only hope I have.
Let's do a ticket buying stream at 12:01.
At 12 a.m. Live stream.
A live show, just watching you buy the tickets.
Don't laugh. That's not a bad idea.
No, it is not a horrible idea.
That's not a bad idea. Are you kidding? We totally should do a ticket watch.
I'll just wear the tutu then. It'll be late. No one will be watching.
We'll have the little newsflash music. Ticket watch. It's like, okay, guys, it's 11:59. We're getting ready. Will we be able to get our tickets?
Okay.
Oh, let's find out.
It's a horrible.
Millions of people across the country tune in and watch. Ticket watch. See if we can get our tickets. See if everybody else can get their tickets. I don't know. I might do that.
Oh, no.
I don't want to expect you to be here, Ray. Don't worry. I'm not going to have you.
I'll be up anyway, so might as well.
I mean, who knows? But yeah, I mean, look, I'm just saying that immediately takes away the part of my theory that the trailer will drop and say tickets on sale now, and that's when tickets go on sale. But I don't know.
That was my only hope when I thought about it. I was like, when do tickets go on sale?
Right.
So, but you know what? I still do think they might show something during Monday Night Football. You're completely right about that. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. They've always done that with the big movies. No matter if it's Sony or Disney or whatever. So we'll see. By the way,
as people are pointing out in the live chat now, it's not 12:01. It's 12:01 Eastern Standard Time, which means it's gonna be like 9 o'clock.
Meaning,
I
mean, we could do the live stream.
No, meaning that it's not. They could drop the trailer on Sunday, right?
They could. I think it'll be Monday.
Yeah.
Oh shit! What if they drop the trailer at 9 p.m.? I don't know. There's so many possibilities.
Well, we'll just have to wait. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
It's going to be madness, though.
But did you put that tutu on order?
I haven't.
I'm going through with this bet. There's no way out.
Oh, so will I. So will I. I'm eating those ketchup with eggs.
I've worn pink before, just never with a small skirt thing.
I thought you were going to say I've never with a smile. I was going to say I've worn pink before, but never with a smile. So I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, question is for you guys. What do you think is going to happen here? I am predicting record-breaking ticket sales. I mean, I think we're going to see all sorts of records of advanced ticket sales, first 24-hour ticket sales. I think we're seeing a lot of that both for the pandemic era and maybe even in the pre-pandemic era, depending if Toby and Andrew are going to be in the trailer or not. A lot of big questions here, guys. How do you feel about it? Jump down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. With all that down, let's move on and start taking your live comments that you guys have been sending in, shall we? Once again, if you want to send in a comment, thought, or opinion, not questions, okay? Not questions. Comment, thought, or opinion. Simply use the super chat feature that's over there in the live chat of the YouTube thing here. And again, you can only do this if you're watching us live. So there's that. And then we'll get to the questions in just a second. All right, let me see if I can get this set up. Remember, today is the first day that we're using this computer with this. So let me see if I can get this set up properly. Okay, is this going to work? I don't know. Checking now. Please work. Oh, it's there, but you know what's not there? I don't have Kim in the shot. Give me a second. I knew there was going to be some things that I forgot about.
It's all right. It's
that we didn't get to have work.
Okay,
hold a second. Let's see here. I got to get this set up. Bear with me, everybody. You're going to see some of the behind-the-scenes magic here.
And that back graphic too, John, when you get a chance. Behind you.
What's that?
The back graphic.
Oh, yeah, I'll get rid of that. I'll get rid of that. Thank you for that. All right, let's see if I can get this all set up here. Okay, you guys are seeing the magic.
The magic.
This is stuff that should have been done before we started the show. But,
I was going to say, is this that Instagram thing that goes across and makes me look perfect for only a few seconds?
You guys have seen the behind-the-scenes stuff here. Look at me getting this all set up. Okay,
wow, there it is.
We're all good to go now.
Yay.
Okay, what are we starting with?
All right, this is coming from Cutter Hale. He sends in a $9.99 super chat and says, saw House of Gucci Tuesday night, loved it, but the color palette changed in every scene, which bothered me. Wow. Leto was amazing. Pacino deserves Best Supporting Actor.
I actually thought Leto deserves the Best Supporting Actor nod as well. Yeah, but the color palette changed because it's Gucci. Right, it's like I thought that was appropriate for it. That you like all these colors and everything, but that was just me.
I look forward to seeing that.
Like I said, I like the movie. I just thought the third act completely dragged. Like I just thought the third act completely dragged. But overall, I like the movie. I thought the first two acts were fantastic. All right, what's next?
Cutter Hale also says, I'm going to do the same thing I did when Endgame tickets were on sale. Buy them at the theater Monday. All the sites are going to crash and won't be running till Tuesday, so buying them at the theater.
Well, now we know, though, depending on where you live, let's say you live East Coast, 12:01 a.m. And I do think that is going to help because I think a lot of people are going to be asleep and aren't going to stay up, especially if they got to work at like 5 in the morning. They're not going to stay up to buy their tickets. So you might actually have a pretty good chance if you can stay up and do that. All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, Cutter. What's next?
Unbeatable says, I'm going to just trick my brain into getting spoiled, believing I found out Andrew and Toby aren't in it, because I may be starting to believe Andrew.
I'm just saying, he's pretty believable.
He is.
I mean, I still think they're going to be in it, but damn, he's convincing. So like 28% of you said you don't think he's going to be in there. That's a much higher number than I thought. So you may not be crazy they're unbeatable. What's next?
Andy says, change the bet to John eating ketchup on eggs when Toby and Andrew appear versus Ray watching No Way Home in a tutu on opening night.
Oh, that's what I should have done.
Yeah, that would help me out.
Not wear it on the show, wear it to opening night.
I'm just going to buy the whole row of seats. No one will have to sit by me.
Who's the weirdo in the row by himself? All right, what's next?
Dante Cerecchia says, hey, all, writing in early, so I don't know if you've mentioned it yet, but what are your thoughts on the BarkBox Spider No Way Home Toby reveal? Legit? Does it matter or mean anything of note, or can they whatever?
I have absolutely no idea what we're talking about.
BarkBox.
No idea what we're talking about. Sorry about that. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well,
next up. Sorry about that, Dante. Or it's next.
Dante says again, sorry for the question. Much love.
Oh yeah, maybe he got confused and put in something.
No
Thanks for the follow-up though, Dante. Appreciate that, man. All right, what's next?
Jonah M says, "Hey John, today in the video about Spider Monday, the background behind Tom, Zendaya, and Jacob, you can see a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man eye. Suspicious? I
am dubious about that. I am dubious. I doubt it.
Should we go back to that bark box? I just looked it up, but I don't want to say it. You know, like
then don't. Yeah,
okay,
is it a potential spoiler stuff? If it's potential spoiler stuff, then let's not.
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll personally look it up later.
Yeah,
you can tell me about it afterwards.
Look it up.
All right. What's next?
Alrighty, this comes from Rylan Holman. He says, "Never have I been so excited to see the results of a bet. Can't wait for Monday or Tuesday."
I'm telling you, that ticket's going on sale at 12:01 a.m. This is the first time I have been supremely confident. I'm not that confident anymore.
This is the closest.
It's close now.
we've ever been. You never take bets with that on the line.
Nope.
And this, I got you. But the problem is, maybe it was the wrong bet. to
Never
make.
enter a bet with a Sicilian when ketchup and eggs are on
This
the
is
line.
the closest. This is like on video us saying, you know what I mean?
I'm looking
It is.
forward
All
to more
right.
bets.
What's next?
Raymond Verrata says, "Thanks for the Tick Tick Boom recommendation. You can watch the footage from the original musical with Jonathan Larson singing his part. R.I.P. John."
Oh, thanks a lot for sharing that. And yeah, listen,
It was beautiful.
honestly, again, I'm not convinced that Tick Tick Boom is the movie that will make you a fan of musicals if you're not already a fan of musicals. But as somebody who does like a good musical, I loved the movie. I thought it was really, really great. I don't know if it's going to convert anybody, but as somebody who appreciates the stuff, I thought it was really good. I'm glad you appreciated it too, Raymond. All right, what's next?
Ryan Launer says, "The Squid Game death sentence story is actually in question. Radio Free Asia, the only source, has long been known as a propaganda arm of the CIA."
See, that's why I initially had some questions about it, but apparently Variety kind of corroborated it.
Oh,
and
really?
so, like, again, I need to look more into it. Again, this is all stuff that's way above my pay grade. But again,
Yeah.
when Variety kind of also threw some weight behind it, that made me think, oh gosh, this might be legit. It is true that a guy in 2020 was executed for disseminating South Korean entertainment. So
Wow.
that's the other thing that makes me think that it could be real. But to me, it seems unfathomable. It's really, really crazy. Thanks for sharing your thought on that, Ryan. All right, what's next?
Alan Gonzalez says, "There was a Spider-Man TV spot where Doctor Strange asked Dr. Octopus, 'Is this your Peter Parker?' And he says no."
I didn't see that one.
I did. Yeah, I saw that.
Did you saw that one?
Yeah.
Because I saw the one where he says, "You're not Peter Parker," which is great.
But Dr. Strange is questioning him, and he goes, "Is this your Peter Parker?"
And he says,
Yeah,
"No."
yeah.
Doctor, do you think this is a thing? No, doctor,
So
I
many
don't. Thank
TV
you,
spots.
doctor. You
I
got
know,
a few
right?
doctors in there. All right, what's next?
Apache 2895 says, "Hey John, not sure if you covered it, but what were your thoughts on the prologue video for Jurassic World Dominion, which dropped this week?"
Well, again, yeah, I actually gave my thoughts on it however many months ago it came out, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, 10 months ago. I can't remember. When they actually played it in theaters in front of an IMAX screening.
What movie was
and
that?
then it was leaked online on YouTube for a while. So we already talked about it a long time ago. Look, it's pretty cool. It's not from the movie. It's just a prologue. But I mean, it looked really good. Listen, I like the Jurassic World movies. Obviously not as much as the original Jurassic Park, but I like the Jurassic World movies. So I'm excited about this. I am. All right, what's next?
Chris Barcena sends in a $9.99 super chat and says, "Just for streaming."
Oh, thanks, Chris. Appreciate
So
that, man.
sweet.
Very much. Thanks for supporting us. What's next?
Thank you. John Redcorn says, "Top 5 most pleasant surprises this year in no order: Free Guy, Ghostbusters, Mitchell's vs. the Machines, Venom, and Encanto."
See,
Venom
Encanto won't surprise me because I'm expecting that to be great. But I'll tell you what, yeah, Free Guy was a real pleasant surprise. Ghostbusters was a real pleasant surprise. Mitchell's versus the Machines, because I thought that looked like garbage. I thought it looked like garbage. I mean, it's a Ryan Reynolds movie, Free Guy, so I'm expecting to get some enjoyment out of it. I wasn't expecting to be as good as it was. I love that movie. Ghostbusters Afterlife, it's Jason Reitman. I mean, I'm expecting it to be pretty good. I didn't think I'd liked it as much as I did, but Mitchell's versus the Machines, that is truly the surprise movie for me this year that I had zero. You saw it? You thought you enjoyed it?
I loved it. I was like, it started out and I was like, this is too busy. There's too much going on. And then I got into it and I was like, I am loving this.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Really charming, really good. Liked it a lot. All right, thanks for that, John. What's next?
All right, Daniel Luna, thank you so much for sending in a 1999 super chat.
Thank you, Daniel.
Hi, John. So I noticed that on episode 1 of Hawkeye, the location where the party/auction takes place is the same location they used for Wilson Fisk's home for Daredevil season 3. It might not be anything, but it's interesting.
But here's the thing. Is it, or did it just look like it to you? Now, one of the interesting things is that during the auction, the auctioneer says, talking about the Ronin, saying he brought the city's criminal, basically, he didn't say it in multiples. He said singular. I can't remember the exact way he worded it, but he basically said he brought the city's main crime figure almost to its knees. Not the various crime leaders, not all of crime. The auctioneer spoke about it in a singular term. And that made a lot of people who believe Wilson Fisk is going to be in this go, "Whoa, he's talking about the Kingpin." Maybe yes, maybe no, but maybe that looks like it. But we'll find out soon, man. We'll find out soon. Only 4 more episodes to go. All right, what's next?
Chris Donahue said, unpopular opinion, I would much rather eat ketchup on eggs than wear a tutu. Love the show, guys. You make my days so much better while I'm working.
As somebody who has worn a Harley Quinn costume just to do a review of Suicide Squad, and for those of you who don't know, I decked myself out in a Harley Quinn outfit.
I can't believe you did that.
I had fun, whatever. Actually,
that picture still haunts me.
Nobody even had
that
to
picture on your
bet you to
Facebook
do
still
it.
haunts me.
Is it in your dreams?
Oh no! Oh, no!
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find this image. Oh, I think I did. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna bring this picture up for everybody's edification and enjoyment and bewilderment. There it is. So that's me.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that a looker?
Oh, come on.
If
All
you're
you people
listening
at
to the
home.
podcast, he looks like a drunk and stoned out Barbie doll / holy cow.
And that
Makeup was on point though.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's great for what it is. It looks great.
That wasn't even me losing a bet. That's just
That's
me.
just a Tuesday.
I just decided to do that for a Suicide Squad review that I was doing. But eating, come on now. Don't lie, all you guys at home. Come on. This is a little, turn on a little bit, right? That's a sexy beast right there. That's a sexy beast. I especially love my 3-day stubble going on while I'm trying to get the makeup to cover it up. Listen, you don't understand. The very thought, you might think this is hyperbole, it's not. The very thought of ketchup on eggs makes my gag reflex tighten. I think there's a 50-50 chance I actually vomit if I lose this bet and I've got to eat those ketchup on eggs, I think there's a 50-50 chance I actually vomit. So I personally feel Ray's getting the better end of this deal. Ray, who probably has no problem with ketchup and eggs, is thinking I got the better end of the deal. So it's one of those. That's a sign it's a good bet when both sides think the other side is getting the better end of the deal. That's probably a good sign of a good bet. All right, just one more time, guys. Just one more time. Ready? Here we go. One more time. There it is.
Good night, America.
Drink it in. Soak in the glory.
Bath salts, man.
All right, what's next?
Jay Studdert says, hi, John, Kim, Ray. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Was almost in tears when I heard the news about those students in Korea. I'm grateful to live in the U.S.
Again, to me, way above my pay grade, but just confounding to me. I mean, I hope there's somebody who wrote in earlier says, maybe this is questionable. I hope they're right. I hope they're right, and this is all BS.
I hope so. That breaks my heart.
I hope that's true. It just,
kids need freedom to make mistakes.
All right, what's
anyway.
next?
Crashing Coyote says, this isn't confirmed, but apparently Leticia Wright was the new Black Panther, but because of her injury, the script might have to be rewritten again.
I don't believe that because I've never believed that they were going to make Shuri the new Black Panther. I don't know that. It could be right. I'm just saying I don't think so, right? Just be clear. It could be right. I don't think that's right at all. I had actually heard they were going to be making M'Baku the new Black Panther. Making Shuri Black Panther makes no sense. She has zero fighting skills. She's a lab rat. She's like just too many. She could not. What's going to happen to Shuri if they say we're going to make Shuri the new Black Panther and the new Queen, and M'Baku shows up and say, I challenge? What's Shuri going to do? What's anybody in Wakanda going to do?
That purple flower.
It's M'Baku. It's M'Baku. I mean, yeah. So to me, that makes no sense. What is very fascinating is what are they going to do? Because she is in the UK. Where is she now? Wherever she is, she cannot travel back to where they're filming the movie because she refuses to be vaccinated, and she's not allowed to even travel back to where they're shooting while she's unvaccinated. Shoot. So it's creating a real interesting scenario, but I don't believe that she was going to be the Black Panther. Again, she might be. I'm just saying I don't believe that. But we'll find out. All right, what's next?
Ben Rayner says, recasting is becoming a dirty word for Lucasfilm, in my opinion, between Star Wars.
I mean, look, recasting is a tough thing for any movie and any studio at any time because it always creates a circus, but this would be a particularly big one. It would be a big one. All right, what's next?
John Redcorn says, since filming was delayed to early January, maybe longer due to Wright not being vaxxed, starting to think Black Panther 2 is going to get a delay again.
Well, the question becomes, are they even going, do they just have to recast her at this point? Because, I mean, if she can't be back there, do you hold up the whole movie costing you millions and millions and millions of dollars? I mean, at this point, you're not recasting her because of her beliefs or anything. If she cannot be...
It's literally logistical.
Yeah, it's literally just logistics. If she cannot be, it's not her fault. It's not the studio's fault. If she cannot be where they are shooting the movie, what choice are they going to have? I don't know. But it is interesting. We'll see what happens with that. All right, what's next?
Hero75 says, I wouldn't recast Cara Dune. Instead, I would open up with a battle and kill her off right at the bat. Maybe that's what they will do in Mando instead.
But to do that, you're going to need to have Gina Carano there to shoot the scene, and I don't think Disney's interested in doing that. But that is one option, Hero. That's a good option. All right, what's next?
Al Renshaw says, you excited, John? Hashtag 22 Tuesday.
I was more excited before I found out they were putting the tickets on sale at 12:01 a.m. because I am not going to lie to you. I think I'm in trouble. I think I am legitimately in trouble on this. So I don't know. I might be losing my first big public bet to Ray. I mean, this is... how am I going to live this one down? All right, what's next?
James Argenta says, I always thought Lucasfilm could use her to replace Hera to replace Cara in the Rangers show. I do think Hera will show up in Ahsoka, especially after Sabine was cast.
Who's Hera?
Hera?
Oh, you mean the character Hera? I thought you were talking about like an actress to replace Cara Dune, to replace Gina Carano. You mean the character Hera from Rebels? Okay, that makes much more sense. Nah, I don't think. Well, you know what, James? I don't think so. But that's not a bad idea. I could be convinced. But again, it sounds like they're just canceling the whole thing, unfortunately. All right, what's next?
Kaden Stab says, can't decide if Toby and Andrew on Monday is better than John eating ketchup on eggs. Either way, it's a win. All love, guys. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, either way, you guys are in for something entertaining. Either Toby and Andrew in that movie or watching me trying to shovel down some ketchup on eggs. By the way, don't put a ton of ketchup on them. Just what a normal person would put.
Now I'm scared because if you throw up, I will throw up. Because when I see people
and
throw
I will
up,
throw up.
What was that movie where one person threw up?
Well, Family Guy does
The
it all
Office.
the time.
The Office.
The Family Guy does it all the time,
Office
too.
Oh,
did it.
yeah.
The Office did too, yeah. So just what a regular person who puts that monstrosity on their eggs.
So we should do it at the end of the show if that happens.
Probably, yes. I think it would probably be a good idea to do it at the end of the show.
Let
so
me walk out first and then do it.
All right, what's next?
KH says, and this is one of two, just started watching you yesterday, but already love the show.
Oh, thank you so much.
If Toby and Andrew are in the movie, but don't recreate the meme of all the Spider-Men pointing at each other, then that's just a missed opportunity. Haha. Don't know what this means, but since I've seen other people say it, bring on the filthy.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's, I mean, you can ask people in the live chat where bring on the filthy comes from. First of all, welcome here. We're glad you're part of our community now, man. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, a lot of people are wondering about that. Listen, I honestly don't think they're going to do it because it would be you would have to stop the movie to make them doing the whole pointing the finger thing like we had at the end of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I don't think they're going to do it. It doesn't feel like it would fit the tone of it. And only about 2% of the people watching the movie would even understand the reference, I think. So I don't think they will, but if they do, it'll be pretty damn funny. Anyway, once again, welcome being here, Cage. We're glad to have you here. All right, what's next?
Marie Cyphering says, so can we get hashtag Tuesday and hashtag No Pants Thursday trending like hashtag Justice for Han branding? We need branding.
I mean, hey.
We need to get organized, guys.
I mean, yes, we did. Oh, thank you, Miss Bishop. Yes, we need to get our branding put together here. I don't know what we'd have to do to get that trending, but man, I'll tell you what, if I do lose this bet, or let me rephrase, if I do win this bet, I think Ray donning the tutu is going to break the internet. It'll sell all the tickets.
Yep. You'll just have to find me on Tuesday. I won't be anywhere here.
All the tickets. All right, what's next?
Cam K says, Andrew Garfield, I'm really sorry in advance. Andrew's mind for lying to everyone about not being in the movie.
I mean, it's one or the other. It's either I'm sorry that you thought I was going to be in it, or it's I'm sorry I was lying to you. I mean, sound like he was saying, I'm sorry, I'm not in this movie. But I don't know. We'll find out. All right, what's next?
Rylan Holman sends in a 1999 super chat.
Thank you, Rylan, for supporting us on that level.
I feel like even if Toby and Andrew weren't in the film at first, after all the rumors and reports, they definitely added them in. Otherwise, Sony and Marvel know that a decent percentage of fans are going to be ticked off.
Tough shit. I mean, that's like saying, well, they're going to have to change WandaVision now and make him be Quicksilver because otherwise people are going to be pissed off. They don't care.
And I got your ticket.
Yeah, and I got your ticket. No, listen, that's not how movies work, Ryan. You can't just go, oh, give Toby and Andrew a call. Let's get some people together tomorrow afternoon and shoot 20 more minutes of the movie and put them in. That's not how movie making works.
Has a studio ever done that, though?
No.
By fans' request and just said, okay, let's add this
a movie that's already been shot? No.
Yeah.
I mean, look, what could happen, theoretically speaking, is say, you know what? Because you know what? The shawarma shot, the shawarma post-credit scene at the end of Avengers was a last-second kind of idea. But they literally didn't need anything to shoot that scene. They just had to get the actors together, literally a little camcorder, shoot the scene of them sitting down eating shawarma, and that's it. It literally took them a day. You cannot assemble, oh, you know what? Get our 250-person crew back together. Let's secure a location again. Let's spend $45 million more, and let's kind of redo our whole movie because some fans might be mad that their own theory might not be right. That's just not how the movies work. Anyway, all right, what's next?
Okay, Monk's Den sends in a $20 super chat.
Thank you, Monks, for supporting us on that level, man.
Tom Holland in a GQ interview said Sony should focus on Miles Morales' movies going forward. Could it be that one of the Spider-Men in the trailer that punches Lizard is Miles? Miles does have invisibility powers.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain the other missing one that Electro was flying at. So unless there's two invisible Miles. Listen, I'll tell you what I've believed this whole time. Sony is focusing their Miles Morales efforts on their animated stuff. They're winning Academy Awards with it. They're making bank at the box office. I don't think they're going to want to have two different ones running around. So no, I don't believe Sony is going to do live action Miles. They're having tremendous success with him in the animated form. I cannot wait for the next Into the Spider-Verse movie. But is it possible? Yep. Yeah, I don't think that's what they're doing. I think it's very clearly not what they're doing. But I cannot say it's not possible. It absolutely is. Of course it is. All right, what's next?
Joel Rolston says, I think it's time for Sony / Marvel to fess up or shut down any Toby and Andrew rumors. I just want a good story. Chekhov's gun is now a red herring.
Here's the thing. Some people have been saying, well, why isn't Sony and Marvel coming out and shutting down these rumors? I've explained this before, but let me say it again. It is not the studio's responsibility to shut down false rumors. It's not the studio's responsibility to do that. Because, and granted, this is a slippery slope argument, and those are precarious, but it's got a lot of validity to it. It's kind of like the same thing about why a country will not negotiate with terrorists. Because if you do, all the terrorists are going to start taking hostages knowing that you'll negotiate with them.
Yep.
Let's say Gus over at Gus's gas station movie reviews.fart decides to put out a rumor saying Christian Bale's Batman is going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home. It starts going around the internet. If Sony comes out and says, we are putting out an official press release that no, Christian Bale's not, what's going to happen? Gus is going to say, ooh, Sony paid attention to what I said. I'm going to say more things. And what's going to happen with all the other outlets like Gus's gas station movie reviews.fart? And he's genital wart cream emporium.net is going to think, hey, Gus got a lot of attention by putting that out there. I think I'm going to put one out there too. And what's going to happen is everybody starts doing that. Suddenly, Sony just has to create an entire division of people that just spends all day, every day being online. We at Sony hereby deny that blah, blah, blah. I mean, what's the point? Not to mention, you start denying enough things, you start painting a picture about what the movie is going to have in it. Right? It's addition 100%. By subtraction. If they start denying all these different things, then all of a sudden the audience can go, okay, so we know that's not true, that's not true, that's not true. What's left? Well, it must mean that this part must be true, right? No, it is not the job of a studio, nor does the studio have any responsibility to address fan rumors or any rumors at all. If they want to, that's fine, but they have no responsibility to do it. A lot of people saying, well, Sony or Marvel should come out and deny it if it's not true. And if it isn't true and they don't deny it, then it's their fault that we get mad. Nope. It's your fault you get mad. If Andrew and Toby aren't in this movie and you get mad about that, that's on you. Because Sony and Marvel never said they were in the movie. And it's not their job to run around and clean up other people's messes. Now, I say that as somebody who believes they will be in the movie. But it is not their job to do it. Not their job to do it. All right, what's next?
Ben Rayner says, we should go into the movie thinking they're not in it.
We should. I'm not. I'm going in. I mean, I wish I was going in thinking they weren't in it, but I am going in thinking they're in it, but I'm not going to care. All I'm going to care about is this movie good? I believe Andrew and Toby will be in it, but if they're not, that's going to have no impact on whether I enjoy this movie or not. I'm going to evaluate this movie on its own merits. If the movie's good, the movie's good. If it's bad, it's bad. If the movie's bad, having Toby and Andrew in it aren't going to help it. And if the movie's good, not having them in it isn't going to hurt it. So I'm just going to evaluate, but I'm not going to lie to you, man. I am expecting to see them in it. I'm not going to lie. All right, what's next?
Luis Enrique de la Peña says, I think the trailer is misleading. The other two digitally removed characters could be Doc Ock and Green Goblin.
Absolutely. I think the number one alternative to it being the other two Spider-Men is that it's Doc Ock and Venom. I think the other two are Doc Ock and Venom. So first, be clear. I believe it's going to be Toby and Andrew or the other two. But if it's not, my money's on Doc Ock and Venom. So that's what I'm thinking. All right, what's next?
Mike Hill says, it's Superman punching Lizard. Hashtag multiverse.
See, now we need Sony to get online and to officially deny the rumor that Mike Hill just started. Did you hear? Superman. I mean, hey, Superman flies. He would punch the lizard. There you go. All right, what's next?
All right, this comes from Jordan Everett. He says, hi, guys. Just recently discovered the show and really enjoying it.
Oh, thank you, Jordan, for being a part of our community, man.
From Sheffield, England.
Nice.
By the way, Toby and Andrew are absolutely in No Way Home.
I mean, you're one of the 72%. We got the other 28% that thinks they're not. Like, I think they are. I'm not going to say they're absolutely in it, though. Like, if we go in and they're not in this movie, I will be surprised, but I'm not going to be shocked. Like, I'm not going to fall out of my seat and stunned.
I just looked something up, and it says reptiles do sneeze, lizards do sneeze.
Oh my God, that changes everything.
My theory of lizard just sneezing mid-battle.
A big poorly timed sneeze.
It was like the biggest sneeze. There's like boogers all over the place.
Science coming to the rescue. All right, what's next?
Alan Gonzalez says, my Harkins Theater is showing the times for No Way Home.
I mean, yeah, we could expect to see that. I mean, tickets won't go on sale until like for a couple more days, but yeah, they can start showing the show times for sure. That's exciting. All right, what's next?
Zhu, I hope I said that right, says, poor Andrew. Yeah, I took singing lessons for a year. Late night host. Yeah, but Spider-Man, you in it or what?
I mean, he's right. I mean, I was like watching like almost every interview I have seen with Andrew Garfield lately, trying to talk about Tick, Tick, Boom, talking about the incredible process going through, working with Lin-Manuel Miranda, giving a performance like that. And you can tell, even when the interviewers are being gracious enough to ask a question about Tick, Tick, Boom, you can just see on the interviewer's face, they're just waiting for Andrew to start talking so they can get on to what they really want to ask him, which is about Spider-Man. And listen, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. That's the juicy story. But I totally feel for Andrew Garfield in that. I mean, like, oh, poor rich famous boy. Everybody wants to know about his famous exploits. True.
Yeah, but you work on a movie for so long, and if you're singing and dancing and it's about someone that passed away, come on. You want that to get the attention it deserves.
Well, listen, I'm not going to lie. If Andrew Garfield gave me a call, and he does all the time.
All the time.
If Andrew Garfield gave me a call and said, hey, can I come in to your show and promote Tick, Tick, Boom? First thing I would say to him is, Andrew, I don't do celebrity interviews anymore. I haven't for years. But for you, I'll make an exception. And then he would come in and I would talk, but I would have a revolt amongst my viewers if I didn't at least once ask him about Spider-Man. Even though I know what his answer is going to be, even though I know he doesn't want it to be asked, it would be, listen, we're in the entertainment industry. That is the #1 entertainment story in the world right now. It is the #1 entertainment story in the world right now. It would be negligence to not at least bring it up and ask him about it, even if I know he's just not going to talk about it. Like the Super Bowl were tomorrow and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were in it, and I had Tom Brady in here. He wants to talk about his vitamin line. It would be irresponsible of me to not at least once ask him about the Super Bowl tomorrow. It's the #1 story in the sports world. So I totally understand Andrew Garfield's frustration, but you're just going to have to deal with it. Some people think that's for a good thing. I mean, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I personally love Man of Steel, but whatever. So, but the DCU is still going on. The DCU is still going on. All right, what's next?
Donald A. says, if Toby and Andrew are not in the movie, I hope they have a reason why, rather than hand wave it like a certain resurrected emperor.
They don't need to have a reason why. They never said they were going to be in the movie.
Start it.
There is no reason for them to be in the movie other than fan speculation. That's it. All right, what's next?
Paths Unwritten. How poetic. Says, I think they'll be in the movie, but hope not. With time travel and different looking variants, I think it ruins the world building for cheap nostalgia.
It depends. It depends, because if the story is written well around it and it actually fits with the narrative and it doesn't feel shoehorned in, it can be a great thing. Like, yeah, it on the surface, it looks like cheap crowd pop fan service, but John Watts hasn't really done that with the Spider-Man movies so far, nor has Kevin Feige kind of did with Endgame a little bit, but I mean, it could be great narratively. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, what's next?
Crashing Coyote says, people said after Loki, the multiverse has lost them, but those people are excited for No Way Home. Feige knows all 3 Spider-Men and their villains is the best way to introduce the multiverse and not lose the audience.
Here's the thing, Crashing Coyote. I believe Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness is ending the multiverse. Like, yeah, Loki... The whole thing with the multiverse, the way Loki did, look, what we're seeing in Spider-Man No Way Home is not the same as what we saw in Loki. Having like a different guy pop up without going into the philosophical ramifications of it is not hard for an audience to get around. The way Loki laid out multiverse, I mean, that's going to alienate some viewers. And we know that's true because we already had a lot of viewers writing in saying, yeah, I'm kind of not on board with this. This is something different. And again, I don't think the Marvel is going to be going into multiverse for long. I honestly think because multiverse is a weak man's crutch. Multiverse removes any consequences from the MCU. I mean, the MCU is already kind of the Marvel fake death universe, so there's already kind of a lack of consequences. But you have multiverse, there is suddenly no such thing as any consequences anymore. Ant-Man dies, no problem. Look, oh goody, there's a portal from universe B757XQ where the Scott Lang from that universe is here. Yay, Ant-Man's back. No consequences. And no story has any parameters because you can literally do anything. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Oh, the Earth gets destroyed. Okay, no big deal. Now we're going to tell the story of the MCU in universe TWXM154. That in that universe, literally the world could end. Doesn't matter. We just change our say what our Prime universe is now, something. There are no consequences in multiversal storytelling unless it's finite. If it's finite, then it can be an interesting story. And that's why I think that Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is going to show that this multiverse thing is threatening to destroy everything. And I think the ultimate goal of Doctor Strange 2 is going to be ending the multiverse. At least that's what I think. Don't know that for sure, but we'll find out. All right, what's next?
Okay, Hero75 says, Washington versus Seattle on ESPN Monday night. A trailer then would bring more views to a lesser game, but will they announce that to bring in views?
They probably would the day before. So I'm expecting Sunday to hear an announcement that there's going to be a trailer on Monday. That's my guess, because they're going to want to use that. Not only does Spider-Man want to use Monday Night Football to get a bunch of people who may not otherwise look for a Spider-Man trailer to see the trailer, Monday Night Football is going to want to use the Spider-Man trailer to bring in more people. Because how many people watched Monday Night Football? I remember I was with John Schnepp when one of the Star Wars trailers was debuting on Monday Night Football. And John Schnepp is like, I think this is the first time I've sat down to watch a football game in like my entire life, right? People who normally would not watch football are going to watch that game to see when that trailer pops up. So it's a win-win for both sides. But I now have my doubts that I'm going to win this bet. So I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, what's next?
J Master says, so John, a crew member from the set of The Marvels has taken to Instagram to share official merchandise gift wrapped from the movie, officially announced The Marvels has wrapped filming via Screen Rant.
Yeah, I heard that a little bit earlier, that The Marvels is now done filming, which surprised me, but then I thought it really shouldn't have. I mean, it was a while ago that both Samuel L. Jackson and Brie Larson talked about that they started filming, and like filming of a movie doesn't take 8 months. It takes like 12 weeks for most actors. So I was shocked to hear it, but then I realized, oh yeah, it has been a while since they've been filming it. So yeah, it shouldn't be surprised. I'm very excited for The Marvels. I'm very excited for that movie. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Thanks for sharing that, J Master. All right. What's next?
Josie Reviews says, I think they're pulling a James Dean by bringing back Patrick Swayze, and that's the ghost fighting lizard. Just my theory.
Oh, my love. Oh, my darling. Is that even the song that they play in Ghost?
I think it is.
When he's sitting behind
the clay, making the clay pot
as
of
he's
it.
feeling up Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah, it's like something like that. Like, didn't she like take over her Whoopi Goldberg's body or something like that?
Whoopi Goldberg took over Patrick Swayze's body, right?
And Demi Moore.
And Demi Moore was doing the clay, and then so it was.
No, Patrick Swayze took over Whoopi Goldberg's body.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. The other way around.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. Sorry. I got to get who's
that's
feeling up, who's straightened out.
That'd be a different movie.
That would be a different movie altogether. All right, what's next?
Marl Jehovah sends in a 1999
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting us on that level.
You guys rock. Keep up the great work. I've been rolling with the OG Campea for a little over 10 years now. On a side note, I think Disney should launch a live-action Star Wars Old Republic trilogy to breathe new energy.
Again, they had planned to do an Old Republic trilogy with Benioff and Weiss, and then that fell apart. Look, at some point, they got to go Old Republic. At some point, they have to get to that. There's so much story there to be told. And the really great thing about Old Republic is this. It is so far removed time-wise, like it's thousands of years removed from Star Wars, that it can tell whatever story they want. They can have any characters they want. They can have anything happen in it they want, and it doesn't have any repercussions. They're not tied to the canon of the original trilogy because it's so far removed in time. It is a great fertile ground for them to get involved in. The fact that they haven't gone there yet, I think, is a big missed opportunity, and I hope they get back to it soon. All right, anyway, thanks a lot again for being with us, man, and for the 10-year mark. You're the decade guy, and thanks for supporting us on that level, dude. We really appreciate it. All right, what's next?
Luis Enrique de la Pena says a couple of friends and I are possibly watching a double or triple header next month: Matrix Resurrections, Spider-Man No Way Home, and Ghostbusters Afterlife.
It's weird. I still am not excited about Matrix.
I'm intrigued more than I am excited.
Intrigued is good because I'll tell you what, the trailer is awesome.
The trailer's dope.
So good.
So dope.
So good.
Yeah.
And people look at me like I'm crazy when they say, how can you not be excited for Matrix? I'm because there's no reason to be excited for Matrix. Look, after they made the first Matrix, I like the second one, but a lot of people don't. And very few people like the third one. I think it's fair to say that the Matrix series declined in quality as it went on. So there was that. By the time it ended, a lot of people were kind of over it. And then they did a lot of bad movies. The Wachowskis did a lot of bad movies after that, including one of the worst films I've honestly ever seen in my life, in Jupiter Ascending.
Oh.
Like, that was like literally one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. It's
This
not
is just one of the Wachowskis, I think.
And this one, yeah. So here's the thing.
Not even.
So why would I be excited about a Wachowski movie again right now in a franchise that was on the decline? And it's not even both Wachowskis this time. Now you only got half of them. It's just the one Wachowski doing it. I'm not saying the movie can't be great, because damn it, that trailer is awesome. But I'm just saying, I don't see a lot of evidence telling me I should be excited. Every bit of anecdotal evidence I'm looking at suggests to me that I should keep my expectations in check. Because I just, look, I'll check it out opening day. I'm not going to go in excited. Hopefully it'll pleasantly surprise me. All right, what's next?
Alton says, if Andrew and Toby are really not in the movie, I wonder what Sony/Marvel are thinking about the audience expectations and their potential disappointment.
Just make the best movie you can. That's on the audience. Again, I'll say it again. This is not on Marvel or Sony. This is all on the audience. You can make up whatever shit we want in our heads and say, I think there's going to be a giant green monster named Hugo. Okay. And everybody starts believing it. You can't get mad at Marvel and Sony that they didn't have a giant green monster in Hugo when they never said they were putting a giant green monster named Hugo in the movie. So Sony and Marvel should be looking at this as, hey, our job is to make the best movie we can. And guess what? With WandaVision, everybody except me, who was telling the world that is not Quicksilver, I told everybody, nobody believed me. And of course, it turned out it was not Quicksilver. But a lot of people got upset and disappointed that he wasn't actually Quicksilver. But guess what? It didn't hurt the show. The show's ratings kept going up, and everybody loves WandaVision. So I think Marvel and Sony know, yeah, some people might get disappointed if Andrew and Toby aren't in it, but that's on them. That's their fault if they're disappointed in it. And if we make a good movie, it'll all work out. It did with WandaVision. It will with Spider-Man. But I still think they're going to be in it. So there's that. All right, what's next?
Living with Damron says, the Tom Holland and Jamie Foxx clip says surprises on Electro Monday. I mean, Spider Monday.
Big surprises.
Big surprises.
I know. Listen, I said it before, I'll say it again. The Toby and Andrew thing, I think it's just the tip of the iceberg. I think this movie is going to have surprises in it that we ain't even thought about yet.
There's still that. Remember that thing you told us last week about how there might be someone in it that we couldn't even imagine would be in it?
Yeah.
Again, I was telling people on my Instagram, I had that dream I told you I had of Matthew McConaughey.
Yep, I remember that.
And then this comedian did this thing on Instagram where he was Matthew McConaughey in Spider-Man, this guy that does great impressions. And I was like, oh my gosh, my dream. I don't know. I'm so excited.
All right. What's next?
Maria Seifring says, No Way Home tickets sales start on Cyber Monday. Odd choice.
Unless it's all coordinated with Monday Night Football to go along with a new trailer and all that kind of stuff. I mean, all the pieces fit together if I'm going to avoid eating ketchup on eggs. All right. What's next?
Joe Adonis Toke says, well, I'll be having ketchup and tomatoes and onions and scallions, eggs omelet while watching Monday's show in solidarity with John, who's with me.
Now, remember, if I do have to eat this, it won't happen until Tuesday. Because, we got to, by Monday's show, there's still a lot of Monday to go.
You got to get that tutu.
Yeah.
And I still got to order the tutu. I mean, Ray might have to put on the tutu the following Monday. I don't think I'm going to order it and pay for it till I know that Ray has to wear it.
Yeah.
So tutu Tuesday
be
might
smart
You
with
might
your
just
following
need one laying around the house.
I know what? I don't got one laying around the house. What? All right, what's next?
Okay, Adrian Barraza sends a super chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian. Just to be supportive. Thank you.
Eric Cole says, no one punched Lizard. He clearly had an allergic reaction to ketchup and eggs. Ray fed it to him.
And Ray looked up the science.
Yep.
The science, lizard sneeze. Yep. It was one big allergic reaction. All right,
what you learned today.
What's next?
Brandon Nope says, John, over under 45%. Spider-Man top 5 all-time box office.
Under 45%. I mean, look, the reality is we are still living in a certain situation. There are certain countries around the world that are currently experiencing new spikes in the coronavirus. So big, yes. Top 5 in the world. I'm going to go under 45% on that. All right, what's next?
Hero75 says, I hope we don't get a final trailer for Spider-Man. My area is only 36% vaccinated. While I am vaccinated, the less people in the theater, the safer I feel.
Well, that's a little bit of a selfish, but we're all allowed to be a little bit, especially when it comes to Spider-Man. All right, what's next?
All right, we got some great support from Coach Brad Lawrence and Gabe DL. They both send in super chats.
Thanks, guys.
Coach Brad Lawrence says, I'm thinking it's possible that Andrew denies being in the film because he isn't, and maybe Toby is alone.
Look, honestly, that's one of the options that we haven't really talked about, right? Is that, okay, they're not both in it. Maybe one of them is. Maybe the two guys isn't Andrew and Toby. Maybe it's Toby and Doc Ock. Maybe it's Toby and Venom. I mean, we've really been talking mostly about it's either both of them or it's neither of them. Personally, I think that's what it is. It's either both or neither. But there is a distinct possibility that Andrew Garfield's totally telling the truth and Tobey Maguire's in the movie, but he's not. And that's something we haven't really taken into consideration.
We haven't even talked. What if Jake Johnson's in it? He voiced Spider-Man.
I don't think he will be. I think they're going to keep the animated separate. But by the way, I love Jake Johnson's Spider-Man in
funny.
Spider-Man No Way Home, or Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. All right, what's next?
Jose Cuevas says, the person that no one is talking about being Spider-Man is Reed Richards. Remember, the director of Spider-Man is directing the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but that's not a reason to throw in a character for no reason that doesn't make sense. So, look, I mean, if anything, that's a good evidence that Spider-Man is going back to the MCU because John Watts is not going to be making Spider-Man movies now. Now he's going over to Fantastic Four. I don't think we're going to see Reed Richards in this. I don't think we're going to see Reed Richards. It'd be kind of fun if we do, but I don't think we are. All right, what's next?
Johnny Boy says, thanks for being awesome.
Oh, thanks, Johnny Boy. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for the kind words.
Ryan Gerger says, Boba, this deal gets worse everything time from Robot Chicken. It's great.
This deal gets worse everything time? I don't know what that means, but Robot Chicken Star Wars stuff is really good. There's this one great one where the Emperor's in this meeting with a couple of his advisors. He's like, wait, man, I got to take this. And the call comes in, and it's Darth Vader calling him to let him know that the Death Star had been destroyed. In the first Star Wars, it's like, what? Do you know how much that cost? It's one of the funniest things Robot Chicken had ever done. I really, really love that. And by the way, we also got Super Chat badges came in from Run Boy Productions and Dante as well. Send another one. Thank you guys for sending that in. And guys, that's it.
We've got one more.
We do have one more?
Maria Seifring.
Oh, I didn't see that one come through. Okay, what's Maria Seifring's?
Maria says, No Way Home ticket sales start on Cyber Monday. Odd choice. Oh, that was
yeah.
Oh, we already
That's
did that
weird.
one. Yes.
Okay.
But there we go.
She got a double.
I'm like, where did that one go? But thank you again, Maria. Anyway. All right, guys. With that down, we're now going to go over and start taking the questions you guys have been sending in. Oh, okay. Yes. But you know what? I'm going to start reading the questions myself. Okay. We're not going to take a break. If you guys need to take a quick break, go ahead. We're going to get into the questions. Now, once again, if you want a question read on the show or an upcoming companion video, simply use the tip link that's down in the description of this video. Just click on it there or enter it in manually at www.streamelements.com/movieblogtv/tip. You'll be getting your comment or question read on the show if, of course, we deem your question appropriate to be read on our show. And, of course, you'll be supporting our channel at the same time. And all of us involved with the John Campea Show, thank you guys so very much for your support. Okay, let's get into it here. Our first question up comes to us from Boris, who writes, Hey, John, I think it was you or maybe Kimberly or Aaron who recommended Seth Rogen's yearbook on Audible. I think that was Aaron that did that. I added it to my wish list at the time and have now just finished the Aragon series. Felt like it was time for something lighthearted after 100 hours of heavy fantasies and Lord of the Ring-ish type of storytelling. Amazing books and voice acting in Aragon, by the way. So I decided to download Yearbook. 2 hours in, and it's awesome. His narration and genuine hilarity has left me laughing and grinning nonstop. Thank you. Yeah, listen, Seth Rogen's got a book called Yearbook. And if you want to get the audio-only version of it, it's on Audible. And I listened to a whole bunch of it because Anne had it and she was listening to it. And it's really funny. It gives you a lot of his background stories, his life up in Canada, which always appeals to me, obviously. So it's really good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Boris. And yeah, I believe that was Aaron that introduced us to that. All right. Next up, we've got Easily Offended Brigade writes, one of two. Hey, John, Ray, and Kimberly. Greetings from Liverpool. Well, thank you for writing in from Liverpool. I, along with you, John, agree that No Way Home is paving the way to take Spidey back to Sony. I agree. There are some, however, believe that Venom is now officially in the MCU after the Venom 2 post-credits scene, which he is not, by the way. The Venom 2 post-credits scene had thrown me. It leads me to think that Venom must be in No Way Home. Why would you bring him over to the MCU for a potential small post-credit scene, as rumored, and then ship him back to Sony straight away with Spidey? Thoughts and thanks. Yeah, everybody's been saying, oh, it's now official. Venom's in the MCU now. No, he's not. Venom is coming over momentarily to appear in Spider-Man No Way Home, I believe, as a part of the setup to bring Spider-Man back over to Sony. You're not going to see Venom stick around in the MCU. You're not going to see Eddie Brock running around becoming, now I'm an MCU character. That's not going to happen, I don't believe. So he came over specifically, I believe, to help bring Spider-Man back into the Sonyverse. Maybe yes, maybe no. We'll find out soon. All right, next up. We got Orange Grow 55 who writes, I recently hit a milestone on my YouTube channel of 3,500 subs. Dude, that is nothing to sneeze at. That is a huge accomplishment. Congratulations on that. 3,500 subs. You and Christian Harloff were a huge inspiration for me to start my channel. So I wanted to thank you. Thank you for all you do and the impact you have. Listen, Orange, I'm thrilled. I love it when people take initiative, get something going. I think every fan should be involved in either blogging, podcasting, YouTubing, just for their own edification and to be more a part of fandom and to contribute to the fan community as well. So that is awesome. You got your YouTube channel going, man, and I hope you're having some success with it. All right. Next up, we got Suthius who writes, I liked the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye, but yeah, there was something off about it that I couldn't put my finger on. I do like where Clint is in his life and how he's doing his best to move on with family life, but hope springs eternal for episodes 3 through 6. And I am absolutely with you on that, man. Listen, I'm not loving Hawkeye so far. It absolutely has some upside. It does. Everything having to do with Clint is great. Him dealing with his mental trauma, his physical trauma, the family life stuff, the LARPing thing was great. It's just everything having to do with Kate Bishop I'm having struggles with. She's not really working for me, despite the fact that I love Haley Steinfeld. But we'll see how that progresses on. And Kimberly's back. Kimberly, you got us queued up for our next question from Anonymous?
I sure do.
All right, what's next?
Hi, John. Your incredible showmanship makes movies feel like football. Now, you ever heard of a Jerry Lewis movie called The Day the Clown Cried? It's been completed and will be allowed to screen to the world before June 2024. Do you think we'll ever see it?
I'm not going to lie to you, man. I am not familiar with that at all. I don't know anything about that whatsoever. And normally I would hear about that sort of things, but it's not on my radar, like even a little bit right now. Have either of you guys?
No.
Yeah, I'm not the only one. Okay, nobody else. All right, that's good enough for me. All right, what's next?
Okay, Anonymous says, hi, John. I think you're jumping the gun a bit. Nowhere can I think of has anyone said that Kate Bishop would be the fully fledged Hawkeye by the end of the series. For all we know, she could end up with Hawkeye agreeing to train her into that moving forward.
I mean, no, that's totally possible, but that makes things worse. That makes the show worse. Because, look, one of my complaints, and again, I don't want to be somebody who's complaining that the show is what it is instead of what I want it to be, but the show's called Hawkeye. This is not Hawkeye's show. This is the Kate Bishop show. Even the opening credits is just all about Kate Bishop. The opening title things is just Kate Bishop, Kate Bishop, Kate Bishop. She has twice, if not 3 times as much screen time as Clint does. This is all about her character. Now, some people justify that by saying, but she becomes the new Hawkeye. Okay, that's fine. It's still a bait and switch. It's still tricking the audience saying, hey, you love Hawkeye? Come see the Hawkeye show. But it's not about Hawkeye. It's about Kate Bishop, who's not even that likable of a character. Not terribly bright, not all that good at what she does, but hey, whatever. We'll see that improves. Yeah, it's possible that she's not becoming the new Hawkeye, but that just makes it even worse that they're calling the show Hawkeye and they're just making it about her. I don't know. That's just my own personal little gripe. That's just my own personal little gripe. I'm not saying anybody should agree with me. That's just my own personal little gripe. All right, what's next?
All right, Mayo says, I know it won't happen, but at the end of No Way Home, it would be interesting if instead of Marvel's usual blank hero will return, it said Spider-Man will not return.
I mean, that would be funny, but they're not going to do that.
Sad.
Like it'll say Doctor Strange will return. Like that's what I think the ending of this one is going to be, because Eternals ends. Eternals will return.
Yeah.
The end of Shang-Chi. It didn't say Shang-Chi will return. It said the 10 Rings will return.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, it said like the organization, the 10 Rings will return. And I think at the end of Spider-Man, instead of saying Spider-Man will return, I think it'll say Doctor Strange will return in Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. That's what I think they're going to do. It's just a guess. No one told me that. I'm just guessing, but there it is. All right, what's next?
Dan S. says, wondering if John, Kim, or Ray have checked out Wheel of Time yet. As a massive fan of the books, this show is a really good adaptation of the story. Lots of changes, yes, but the spirit of the characters and the story is there, and I can't wait for more.
I have not started watching it yet. We plan on it, but there's just been so much stuff that I haven't even watched King Richard yet.
Oh, you still didn't get a chance.
It was
the holiday
Thanksgiving,
weekend.
the holidays. I haven't, and I refuse to watch it on HBO. I have to watch it in theater. So I haven't. And tonight I can't even do it tonight because Ann and I are going into LA with Ryan. We're going to go to the LA car show tonight,
Okay.
and so I can't do it tonight. So maybe tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have a chance to find it. I'm behind on some stuff. Totally am. All right, what's next?
Nick Cave Rock says, hi, John. With COVID cases rising in Europe, Austria has gone into lockdown. This may impact cinema ticket sales in Europe for No Way Home.
Yep.
It's a shame, but unfortunately, people are not taking the vaccines or wearing masks because they think it's all over. It's very stupid.
The same thing happened a while ago. We were in a big plunge in the coronavirus cases, but then everybody just assumed, oh, it's all behind us now, and stopped being careful and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, the cases started to go back up again. So, yeah, I hope everybody stays vigilant and all that kind of stuff, because I'm really liking feeling like life is getting back to normal. I would like to keep going down that route. Thank you very much. But anyway, we'll keep hearing our thoughts, man. Thanks for sharing that, Nick. What's next?
Mike Kremen says, hi, John, Kim, and Ray. Loving the energy of the in-person shows.
Thank you, Mike.
Might be too much information to give away, but any thoughts on selling the Be Right Back space to an advertiser now that it's coming up daily with a show going into the third hour?
Well, it's not coming up daily, even though we are now moving into hour number 3 right now. It's not coming up daily. And it's like, yeah, it's easy to say, oh, you know how hard it is to sell advertising space? There's a reason I really haven't done it for 15 years. Not because I haven't wanted to have sponsorships and advertisements on the show, because I can't find them. I mean, that's not what I'm good at. That's not my expertise. So that's a great idea. Yes, I would love to spend a $100,000 ad sale to Pepsi since those fuckers over at Zevia won't sponsor my show. To Pepsi during the Be Right Back thing, but they're not buying it. So in order to sell advertising space, you must have an advertiser that wants to buy it. So that's kind of been my problem. All right, what's next?
Garden Variety Vagabond says, hi, John. I like that you're so attentive to protect us from spoilers. Just a thought to save yourself from raising your hand or otherwise, I suggest maybe making a screen icon that says spoiler section. Just a thought to aid you and us.
A little history lesson. I actually used to do that. I used to have a little graphic that would come up on screen. The problem is, you've got to understand, guys, from where I'm sitting, okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monitors surrounding me. I'm controlling the audio of 3 microphones and 4 different cameras. I have a media pool of 32 graphics here that I'm constantly switching between, bringing up questions from 2 different sources. Long the short of it is, I'm trying to do 15 things at once. And what happened was, when I used to have the spoiler graphic up, I would often forget to take it down. Because I'm trying to move on to the next topic. I'm thinking about 15 different things. And what happened was, we begin like 20 minutes into the show and I still have the spoiler graphic up, and people are like, when the hell do I get to turn on my audio again?
Well,
or
you
whatever,
have us now, though. You have us now to point that out.
That's true. I have you here now.
Yeah, maybe we could.
Maybe actually, no, that's a good point. Maybe I should do it. So I've just been doing the hand thing. So I will always remember to
You
put
should
my
put
hand
a sticker that says spoiler on your hand.
Yeah, put a graphic on my hand. There's your graphic. Keep everybody happy. All right, so not a bad suggestion, Garden Variety. All right, what's next?
Dangerous D says, hey, John, WB is planning for future projects for Harry Potter post Rowling's. Newsweek says, not is Potter reunion not be attended by...
Dangerous. Really, really work. We love all the questions you send in, Dangerous, but really, really try proofreading your stuff because sometimes we have a hard time reading. Okay, go ahead, Kim.
Attended by Rowling, there are future projects that she will not be hands-on, like the Harry Potter quiz show. Of course, she will have to approve it all. The projects WB is planning, but I hope they plan to expand the world of Harry Potter even more, like centering a story on the children of Harry, Hermione, and Ron, creating new characters, or even a limited series on Max. What do you think of this?
I'm not a big Potterhead. Like, I like Harry Potter. I'm not a huge Potterhead, so I don't have a lot of hunger in me for a lot more Harry Potter stuff. But, you know, obviously the possibilities of bringing back the original cast is always interesting. Again, all three of the original kids are now in their 30s, which is just crazy to me. But, yeah, the thing about Rowling is, I don't care what Newsweek is saying. Rowling owns Harry Potter. Nothing can happen. If Rowling wants to be involved in a Harry Potter project, she's involved in the Harry Potter project because everything has to have her okay. Everything. And if she would rather, listen, I'm either hands-on directly controlling this or you don't get to do Harry Potter, she would just say, okay, you can't do Harry Potter. It's just that simple. She has to okay everything. And so if there's something coming out that she's not as hands-on involved with, it's because she doesn't want to be hands-on involved with. They'll still have to present it to her and she still has to give her sign off on it. But yeah, she's always going to be connected to the Harry Potter thing until she sells it someday for $21 billion or whatever it is she would sell it for. All right. Thanks for writing that in, Dangerous. All right. It's next.
Willow says, I didn't think The Harder They Fall was very good, but I didn't think it was awful either. The part where Zazie Beetz got captured, her plan wasn't to avoid getting recognized by the villains, but to pretend that she wanted to buy a saloon from them.
But no, see, that's just as stupid. Everybody in the West knows who she rode with. And now, it was the dumbest plan in the history of movie plans. Like, you have to be barely above the intelligence of a goldfish to know that plan's not going to work. The plan was just to walk down the middle street. Hi, I'm not here for doing anything sneaky. I just want to talk about a business proposition. Yeah, right. Locked her up, beat her, we're going to kill her. And then the boyfriend thing is, I'm going to go get her. What's your plan? I'm just going to walk down the middle of the street and say hi. And then they locked him up, nearly beat him to death. It is you, again, not even the intelligence of a freaking goldfish. This movie is awful. This movie sucks so hard.
Savage.
It is, other than Thunder Force.
It is not awful. I don't believe it's awful.
Oh, no, it's the second worst movie of the year. Only Thunder Force is worse. And what makes it even...
No.
Thunder Force is worse.
But don't put it in the same plane.
Oh, it's in the same plane. It's in the same it's in the same conversation.
That was dog
because
water.
At least...
Harder They Fall had its issues.
At least Thunder Force, I didn't have expectations because you had one of the greatest casts
of
the year in The Harder They Fall.
Yes, indeed.
How do you F that up so badly with a cast that good?
It wasn't
one of the worst films of the year. Garbage.
Of
utter garbage.
Thunder Force.
Putrescence. Boo! As the lady from Princess Bride would say, boo! Movie of slime, movie of filth, movie of putrescence. Boo! You had the greatest cast in the world in your hands, and you gave it away. I'm just kind of channeling my inner Princess Bride there. Boo! Boo on The Harder They Fall, I say. God. Boo! All right, what's next?
All right, what's next? Joel C 81 says, I don't know what's worse about these delayed release schedules here in Australia. Waiting for the movie or waiting to watch the Screen Rant pitch meeting of the movie. It's not easy. It's super inconvenient.
The pitch meetings are fantastic.
So funny.
They're the one of the funniest things on the internet. I always look forward to the next pitch meeting. I really, really do. All right, what's next?
Murray Reich says, and this is one of 3, my overall first impression so far on Hawkeye is that I like it. TBH, it's not great, but what I like about it is after seeing the Eternals, which I didn't like, I thought it felt very heavy, too much going on, and that this show to me was a palate cleanser. Kind of like after seeing Infinity War, which ended pretty ballsy, that Ant-Man and the Wasp was such a palate cleanser, like very lighthearted. Obviously, that movie is way better than Hawkeye. I'm not a fan, though, of how they're basically jobbing Clint for Kate. The bad guys look stupid, but I also found some dynamic between the two main characters. Looking forward to where they go next. Was upset, though, that we didn't get to see Mephisto or Andrew Garfield in there as well. Just kidding.
Look, as I said, I'm not a big fan of the Hawkeye series so far, but one of the things that I don't think is a valid criticism is that they're jobbing Clint to Bishop. I didn't get that at all. They constantly make him look like he's the one who knows what he's doing and she's not. So, I mean, are they giving her far more attention? Yes. Is the show really about her? Yes. But in every one of the scenes, they always portray it as he's the one who knows what he's doing and she doesn't. She was about to get taken in the car. He's the one who shows up to save her. He's executing his perfect plan to get in and out with the information. She's the one who botches it by falls through the thing. I mean, so I don't think you can say their job. The way you job that is if like they're doing an archery competition. She goes, "Oh yeah, that's good, Hawkeye," and then she closes her eyes, boom, 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 boom.
Right
but
in his arrow.
Better.
Right in his arrow.
They're right through the middle of his arrows, right? But I am better. That's how you job them. But honestly, they didn't do that, and I respect that they didn't do that. I like that they've kept it on that level.
Can I say something, John?
Yes.
To me, it looks like Clint could take out these bad guys whenever he wants.
Yes,
Really.
absolutely.
Like that's how it came off. Like, I don't know why he's like delaying it, but anytime, like he already got out of his, I don't want to say anything, but yeah, right. It looks like he can take care of them whenever he wants.
Yeah, no, and I like that they're doing that. He is the badass. He's the man in the room. When he's in the room, he's the man in the room.
For once.
Yeah, but even when you go back to the original Avengers movie, right? He almost took down all the Avengers when he was under Loki's control, right? Like Hawkeye's the man.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he's like trying to mess up things with Captain America, he is somebody to be dealt with. So I kind of like the way they're portraying him in that way. All right, what's next?
All right, this is from Dangerous D. Howdy, stranger. This is Hauser. If things have gone wrong, I'm talking to myself, and you've got a wet towel wrap
this is Total Recall. This is the Schwarzenegger film. Oh, sorry, keep going.
Now, whatever your name is, get ready for the big surprise. You are not you. You're me. No shit. All my life, I've worked for Mars Intelligence.
Yeah, that's Arnold. I mean, it might be from the remake, but I think that's from the Schwarzenegger original one. So that will be Total Recall. All right, what's next?
Kathleen Kennedy, new movie, says, big surprises.
Big surprises.
A Star Wars story directed by Ray Ora. Runtime, only 90 minutes.
Perfect. 5 out of 5. Where's the IMDb for it? I'm putting 5 out of 5.
right away. All right, what's next?
Joey brings us one of 4. John, holy cow, Arcane has to be the biggest surprise of the year. I didn't think I have been so surprised by something since the first Lego movie, which is something I didn't think was possible. My favorite part of the show was the relationship of the sisters. My only problem with the show is I don't care as much about the Jace and Victor as much as I did about the sisters, and I wanted them to get back to the sisters when they were on screen. Same with other council members. Just like you, I think one of the things that is great about the film is the discussion we get to have with people because my friend liked the parts of Arcane that I didn't like, and she didn't like the parts. For example, she liked the cliffhanger ending, and I didn't. For me, I felt like you ran full speed into a brick wall. In other words, it felt extremely abrupt. Can't wait for season 2.
I'm glad you liked it, Joey. Listen, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit, though. I love the Jace Victor relationship. I think that is a pivotal relationship in the whole series. And it's so different from what's going on between Powder and Vi, or Jinx and Vi, whatever. But yeah, the Jinx and Vi is the key central relationship of the show. Absolutely. And it works great. But I really did like that. But I so agree with you about the ending. I mean, this is I think my favorite animated series of all time, but I did not like the way they ended it. Because again, like Supernatural ended every season by wrapping up the story that season was about and then opening the door for what the next season would be about. This feels like they didn't finish the season. Now, I'm not going to give away what happens for those of you who haven't seen it yet, but the ending of this season of Arcane doesn't even feel like the season's over. It just felt like, oh, till next week, right? And that to me was frustrating, especially coming off what is now my new favorite animated series of all time. That ending was very dissatisfying, very, very dissatisfying. They should have done that as the second to last episode, then wrapped up the main crux of the first season that leads us into the second season. But yeah, other than that, it's my new favorite animated series of all time. All right, what's next?
Joey says, also, fun fact about Arcane, one of the people who wrote the story also directed and did the story for Toy Story 2, which is probably why Arcane is so good, because someone from Pixar helped write the story.
Hold a second. I'm going to look up Toy Story 2. Let me see what I can find here. Toy Story 2. All right. Who directed Toy Story 2? It wasn't Lasseter, I don't believe. It was directed by Lasseter, Jason Brannon, and Lee Unkrich, who's done a bunch of them. But which one of them worked on? I guess it was Ash Brannon. He is the writer. He still says the writer on Arcane. I never knew that. And I guess he directed some of the episodes as well. By the way, I didn't realize this before, but a little Lucifer and Arcane connection. Kevin Alejandro, who plays Detective Douche, who plays Dan on Lucifer, is the voice of Jace in Arcane, which I only found that out recently. Well, listen, if one of the directors of Toy Story 2, which is one of the only wide release films to have a perfect 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
That would explain a lot if he's one of the writers and directors of the Arcane series. That is a really good little piece of information to know. Thanks for sharing that, Joey. Love it. All right, what's next?
Richard, fellow Canadian, says, sorry, Canadian, asking about a musician before. Another topic I have is, what was the first movie you went with your dad, and which one scarred you as an adult? For me, first one was Raiders of the Lost Ark with Dad, and second was American Psycho. Freaked me out.
My dad's not a big moviegoer.
Really?
I got my love of movies from my mom. Now, my dad, when I go back to Canada for Christmases, every year we take my family to a movie, right? And oh my God, my dad loved Rogue One. Oh, he loved Rogue One so much. Anyway, no, it was The Last Jedi is the one my dad loved. My dad loved The Last Jedi, but he doesn't go to the movies much. He won't go to the movies much. So it's my mom that I really got my love for the movies from. The only horror movie that scares me as an adult was The Descent. It's the combination of the claustrophobia with the monsters. It is my second all-time favorite horror movie, is The Descent. Wow. And Anne doesn't even like it. That's probably the movie me and Anne disagree on the most. She doesn't like The Descent at all, but it is my second favorite horror movie. Do you have a movie that really scares you, like as an adult, that's even still scared you today?
Yeah. What is that movie called? What is it called?
What's it about? Who's in it?
Crap. Wait, ask Ray, because I need to look.
I can probably tell you what it is if you tell me what it's about.
What is about? Oh, okay. What is the one where the lady had the kids? I know it was Nicole Kidman. And she had
the ghost
kids.
one. The others.
Yes.
Yeah. Ray, how did you know that one so quick?
Because I went to go watch that movie in the theater.
Oh, so the others. Yes.
I don't. It's not particular. Not a lot of people would even put it on their list of scary, but for some reason, the idea of someone feeling so real to you and then turning out, I don't want to spoil it, but that idea just creeps me out. And there was a lot of creepy moments. I'm not that's scary. I'm a creepy kind of person. Yep. So the others, for some reason, that movie just really creeps me out. The whole idea just creeps me out.
Do you got the one that freaks you out? Okay, first of all, just let me say, watching a movie with Ray Ora is an experience. Watching a horror movie with Ray Ora is an experience. Because, first of all, going to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios with Ray Ora is one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life. Nope.
Nope.
Watching
Say
horror
nope
movies.
100 times.
Surprised we even got in through anything that day.
Because even when we're watching a horror movie with Ray, there's a whole lot of nope, or it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Like the creepy things are happening. Ray's just like, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's totally fine.
But the things that stick with me now is not so much the monster going after like the victim, whatever, or the gore. It's the stuff that I can actually see happening in real life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like ghost stuff always scares me. So there's like a movie called The Entity a long time ago. That one scared me. Because it was like this ghost that was like terrorizing this lady. And she lived by herself and she couldn't move because she already spent all her money or something like that. And then so the ghost would like, you would see like fingerprints on the mattress as she's sleeping and stuff like that. Still till this day, like sticks with me. Like Paranormal Activity, I guess in a way, kind of reminds me of that. But I don't know. The way they did The Entity was way better than they do the surveillance camera movies, right?
Yeah.
Do you like
the found
those?
footage movies?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Next up, what's next?
Tom Gillard says, here's something interesting. Death on the Nile is coming out here in Australia on the 10th of February, 2022. I wonder if they're only releasing it in some international markets and are shelving it in the U.S.
As officially speaking, Death on the Nile has release dates set in the U.S. and all over the world in February. Kenneth Branagh was just interviewed a week ago, and he said, I'm not sure this is ever getting released. So while it is listed as getting released in February, which I guess Disney is, if that happens, Disney's just like, look, we might as well just tear off the Band-Aid and put it out and get some money back for our investment.
Yeah.
But again, I believe it was just a week or two ago that Kenneth Branagh was being interviewed, and he basically said, I don't know if it's ever going to get released. So maybe it's coming out in February. Maybe they'll just try to very quietly put it out in theaters.
Why don't they just do reshoots like they did with All the Money in the World? Why can't they?
Because you're talking,
will they just lose too much?
He's the lead guy. He's the lead male in the movie.
Oh, they'll lose. They'll have
You're
to shoot it again.
You're basically talking about having to drop probably 30, 40, 50, 60 million dollars. And getting all those actors back together again to redo all those scenes.
The scheduling.
And they're already going to lose money on this movie.
Yeah.
So it's,
I really love, what is it, Perot?
Yeah.
Detective
Hercule Poirot.
Perot. I just love that character so much.
So do I. A lot. All right, what's next?
James LH says, hi, John. Outside of box office records, the record I'm interested in is you and Rob did 6 videos over 11 hours discussing Endgame. Will this be surpassed? Are you dreading or looking forward to the possibility of Spider-Man breaking that and thereby your voice?
I actually think our Endgame was 7 parts, if I'm not mistaken. I think we had to do 7 parts and well over 11 hours.
Wow.
Because so many people want to talk about it. It was grueling, it was exhausting, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I am so excited about our Spider-Man No Way Home open spoiler discussion. It's going to be a bit of a marathon, but we're definitely going to have to do it in multiple parts. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Ray's going to have to make cookies to give us some substance.
Yeah, I'll make cookies whenever.
Sustenance.
I'll make them for Monday. It doesn't matter.
To follow up with my ketchup and eggs.
Nah.
All right, what's next?
Felipe, the sentient Mike, says, I think you're right, John. I'm sure someone might have mentioned it, but studios have been doing a thing where they name the last trailer final trailer. Spider-Man No Way Home says trailer number 2, so definitely a third trailer is coming, in my opinion.
Look, there is 100% a new trailer coming. There is a third trailer coming, 100%. The question is it coming Monday, the day the tickets go on sale? If it doesn't, then it'll come later, but that doesn't help me. The question is, will it come on Monday or not? That's what I need to have happen. All right, what's next?
Dangerous D says, hi, John. As a fan of DC and all TV shows they produce, I ask Mr. Berlanti this plea. Cancel the Flash TV show. It's run its course, pun intended. The writing and the show itself is unwatchable. The ratings are down. There's no reason to have another season.
Listen, look, I agree. First of all, I agree. I gave up on the show. Even overall, look, as in the coming years, I will look back on the Flash series as a show I really liked, but I don't watch it anymore. They did drop a lot, but nothing says you have to watch it. Like, just if I don't want to watch it more, I don't need them to stop making the show for me to stop watching it. If other people are still watching it, you go ahead. Doesn't affect me. Now, if there was some kind of rule that said I only get to watch future DC, Marvel, and Star Wars movies if I watch The Flash, well, then I'm going to beg them to stop making it. But nothing says I have to watch it. So, hey, if you're still making money making The Flash, even though I'm not watching it anymore, you go ahead and keep watching it. Because, yeah, I do think it kind of came off the rails a little while ago. All right, what's next?
All right, Lee DeWald brings us a 3-parter. Last night, I had a funny dream about the John Campea Show I wanted to share with you. The panelists on the program included John, greetings and salutations, everybody, Aaron Cummings, founder of the Dear Evan Hansen fan club, Ashley Moba, happy Monday, guys, and John Schnepp. Scrimble Scramble. The setting for the show took place in Laura Vanderhoot's house. From what I hear, a good Canadian kid who just so happens to be Supergirl. The dream was a fun blend of the past and present coming together, and I thought you'd get a kick out of it. Happy holidays to you and your loved ones.
Well, thank you so much. It was really funny. Ann and I, we went to a Lakers game a few weeks ago. And, well, 2 really funny things happened. A couple nights ago, we were at an LA Kings game to watch my Toronto Maple Leafs win.
Oh, yeah.
And we're sitting there. And, every once in a while, they bring on the Jumbotron. We're talking to so-and-so who's going to try to do this. Well, Ann and I are sitting there watching the game, and there's a break in the game. And up on the big Jumbotron, there's a couple people, and we hear the announcer going, and we're thrilled to announce the winners of our seat upgrade, because every game they go to somebody in the nosebleeds and brings them down to like great seats. We've got Kat and Kevin from Alhambra. And we're like, wait, what? And we looked up, there's Ann's best friend, Kat, and her boyfriend, Kev, who is a regular on Grey's Anatomy. And we're like, it's kind of good. So Ann gets on the phone. We're here too. They're like, what? And so we spent like the third period just hanging out in the bar. And yeah, but why I even start telling the story? A few weeks ago, we were at an LA Kings game or an LA Lakers game, and all of a sudden I hear this voice over the PA saying, "Well, now we're going to try the half court shoot." And I'm like, that voice sounds familiar. And I look up, and Ashley Mova is like one of the courtside LA Laker girls who does the little events in between plays and stuff like that, which I thought was really, really fun to see. It's good to see her doing that stuff. All right, what's next?
Awesome. Jerry Mannon says, happy Thanksgiving from Finland. Love your show. Started to watch Arcane because of your recommendation, and I'm loving it. Thank you. Started writing my 3rd book this week.
Nice.
Your advices over the years have been an inspiration to keep doing what I love.
Oh, dude, that's awesome to hear. And I'm going to go on a limb and guess your name's pronounced Yuri. Because one of my favorite goaltenders growing up was a goaltender for the Toronto Maple Leafs named Jiri Sira, who I believe was Finnish. And also, of course, the great Jari Kurri is Finnish as well. And then you, of course, have the Finnish Flash. A lot of great NHL players come from Finland, the great hockey playing country of Finland. Good to have you here. And it's great to hear, man. Listen, doing that stuff is not easy. And if you've actually just finished your 3rd book, that's huge. It took me 5 years to do 1. Okay, and I'd love to do another one, but man, it seems daunting. You did 3. That's amazing. Good on you for that, man. And thanks for writing that in. All right, guys, listen. There are still more questions to come from Chris Douglas, Kong Xiang, Anonymous, Chris Douglas again, and others. Do not worry. We're going to do a companion video a little bit later and get you guys all caught up. But for now, that'll do it for today's and this week's installments of the John Campea Show. Thank you guys so much for being here and making this show part of your day. Big special thank you to you guys who sent in your comments and questions. Number 1, because you gave us great fun things to talk about. But number 2, you supported this channel as you did it. And all of us involved with the John Campea Show, thank you guys so very much for your support. Want to say thanks to Kim for being here. Kim, where can people follow you?
Hey guys, you can catch me on Instagram. It's @wasgoodkimberly.
And of course, Ray Aura, baking cookies, watching horror films, doing long movie marathons, wearing tutus.
Well, on my second to last show, I would like to say you can follow me at Ray Aura with a 0, not a O.
All right, guys. And of course, you can follow me on social media simply at John Campea. That'll do it for us, guys. Thanks a lot for being here. My name's John Campea. And until next time, my friends, bye-bye.